If you like the story, you can support the author on Patreon, link is in the description.
Chapter 76, Bonus Chapter Deepavali Special. Shiori's POV. November, previous year. I sighed as I felt really bored. For a while, it's been nothing but studying Fuinjutsu, training in Taijutsu and swinging my katana. Sigh. You have been sighing a lot lately, Shiori-chan. I looked at Naruto, who was massaging my legs, which are sore from all that training. Ha! I don't really have much stamina, even though I shouldn't try to compare myself with Naruto. I wonder how much I will last during the important parts. Naruto, I am bored. Wanna play some sport? No. I am not really in the mood of doing anything extensive physically for a while. I am glad that my Naruto understands me so much. He looks so cute as he is trying to come up with something. There isn't really a festival. I thought we could go on a festival date. Festival date? There aren't that many festivals in this world. Even though it follows Buddhism, there isn't really any religion in this world. I mean, major religion. Not cults like Jashin-sama. There are beautiful shrines, but they don't really have that much festival and fireworks like in the animes, except that Kyuubi festival that we won't really go in, and New Year. New Year starts in spring, so the Cherry Blossom Festival is really far away right now. What month this should be right now? Our birthdays were about a month ago, so it should be November. Diwali falls mostly in October and to November, right? I am not really that knowledgeable about Punchang calendar, but well, I guess we don't really need to be strict on the dates. Hey Naruto. Why not just make our own festival? Hey? Really? I chuckled at him, getting excited all over it. You remember about that story I told you about Ram? The one who traveled very long to search for his kidnapped wife. That's a lot of simplification. But I felt happy that he remembers the part which he can relate on. If someone kidnaps me, he will go anywhere and do anything to get me back. My sweet, obedient, and caring Naruto. Yeah, that one. How about this? We just make a festival by setting today as the day he arrives back to his hometown with his wife? Now, what should we do to celebrate it? Fireworks. Yeah. Let's light up our home in the night with lamps and diyas, and make some rangoli too? What should we name the festival though? Diya. Deep. How about Deepavali? Deepavali. Looks like my Naruto really didn't inherit father-in-law's terrible naming skills. Well, my Naruto is simply the best Naruto. So, how about we fix the date to next week? Shiori-chan. Then take off this week from training. Hey? But. I pouted at him, and tried to make pleading kitten eyes, because kittens are cuter than puppies. You will take this week off, won't you? I asked in a pleading tone, and he faltered. I will. That's my Naruto. Next day. Shopping. We leisurely walked on the streets of the village, ignoring the stairs as we were holding HNDS. They are holding HNDS. Looks like the demon brat has completely brainwashed the sacrifice. Shouldn't we do something? No. We don't know what will happen if we save her from the demon. I heard that he is very strong as well. Yet. I heard that even the last Uchiha is no match for him. Really, they don't know how to whisper at all. I tugged Naruto's sleeve, and he glared at them, scaring away everyone to go back into their homes. Now we have the whole street for ourselves. First, we headed to the clothes store. Tsubasa Women's Store. Should I transform myself, Shiori-chan? My Naruto has to transform himself for shopping a lot of time when I get busy with my research in Fuinjutsu. My poor Naruto. And that Hiruzen tries to tell him to protect the village, subtly of course. Everyone just wants to take advantage of him. TCH. No need. I am shopping with Naruto, not Hikaru, Hyukaku, Shinaru, or AI. I guess, haha. I'll look at him. Blushing like an innocent person. We entered the store, and the shopkeeper immediately glared at Naruto. This is a women's shop. He is not allowed. Pfft. Who are you trying to fool? Are you telling me that person is a cross-dressing pervert? The rich-looking man, with a harem of 3 young girls in their 20s, most likely a traveler who has come to Konoha for issuing some high-rank mission, glared at the shopkeeper, HMPF-ed, and started to leave. We are leaving. After they left, all other customers also started to leave after seeing that Naruto won't be leaving the store. Now, only we remained in the store besides the shopkeeper. Shiori-sama, welcome to Tsubasa Women's Clothing Store. I took out my purse, and slapped some notes on her face, literally. Do you want another slap? Surprisingly, instead of anger, there was greed in her eyes. Yes. I blinked several times at the reaction. Well, if she wants a slap, I can't really do anything. I slapped another bunch of notes on her face, and she happily smiled. Hey! I smirked as Naruto was making a confused face. Well, I wouldn't ruin my date for the unpleasantness of the shopkeepers. I had used the most powerful tool to unofficially buy this shop about 5 months ago. Which tool? Money, of course. Though it did take a bit of convincing that she wouldn't really want to deny me the ownership of the shop when I demand to do so. My Naruto is really helpful, even when he isn't with me. And in front of money, people often let go of their irrational hate. It is a very easy thing to do for the greedy ones. Now, we can shop with ease. Tsubasa-san, bring us some tea while we shop. And add milk and saffron. Yes, Shiori-sama. As she started making tea for me, we headed to the VIP area inside the store. I had Tsubasa made it for me specifically. You did a good job in replicating the designs I gave you, Tsubasa. Thanks, Shiori-sama. Not that this world has medieval Europe level of trash clothes. But Japanese clothes are often not much designed, except the yukatas and other special clothes. And I am kind of sick of those. So I had her make other clothes like the party gowns, not really sexy but cute since I am a child right now, patialas, kurtas, tops, saris and all for me. And it seems they are ready for a while. Naruto, let me try on these things, okay? Yet. You bought the store. That's my Naruto. You know me so well. What should I try first? I just remembered that my older bras no longer fit me. Phew. I held Naruto's hand and brought him to the underwear section. Hey Naruto, which bra should I try on first? Why are you asking me? I think I should stand there. Naruto tried to run, but I tightly kept grabbing his hand. Hey Shiori-chan, it's not like you will see my underwear shopping, so I think I also shouldn't. I will see. And I will choose. Once you graduate from the academy. After all, I am not a child predator. Beta tester? Maybe. But. Naruto? Won't this black one look good on me? It will. Hehe, why are you shouting? Whoa. Naruto, don't tell me. You are shy. I am not. Those red cheeks are telling a different story. Naruto, a man shouldn't be shy about these things. You are my husband. Say, which one do you think will look good on me? Everything looks good on you. Oh? So you want me to try on everything for you? You are quite greedy, Fine. Do it. I will see. I shouldn't have teased him so much. Anyway. Then I will start with this. ***. In the end, I tried on everything of my size, and bought it all. Naruto was really quiet, and a lot embarrassed. I was too, but I guess my pride didn't let me back down from it. After all, it's not like I wanted to show him, at least right now. I am not lying. Let's do the rest of shopping tomorrow. HN. It seems like Naruto has learned another language, Uchiha. Well, I think I know what I will wear on Deepavali. This sari. IMG. Deepavali. Third POV. In the evening of a Sunday in November, the Uzumaki Palace was decorated with lights, lamps, and diyas, with several rangoli on the doors. You didn't invite anybody? Not even Karin. Shiori-chan, it may be a festival, but it's a festival date. Oh. Sorry about that. Anyway, you are looking really cute, Naruto. Shiori just couldn't get enough of how cute Naruto looked in the kurta. I wanna cuddle with him all night. You too, Shiori-chan. You are beautiful. Really? Yes. Naruto couldn't take his eyes off his wife. She looked so cute, so beautiful, and so dignified. Hey Naruto, I think the knot of my blouse is really loose. Can you tie it up for me? I can't reach my back well. Of course. And as she turned her back towards him, he took a deep breath as he could see the strap of the bra he found the best, but didn't say it that day. What? You think I wouldn't notice? What do you mean, Shiori-chan. She chuckled. Nothing. As Naruto was tying the knot, his fingers accidentally touched the black strings. Sorry. Don't worry. Before any more accidents can happen, Naruto finished his job. Let's have some fireworks now. Yet. They went to the yard hand in hand, and a Naruto clone lighted up the fireworks. Boom. As the fireworks show started, they couldn't help but feel each other's heartbeat despite all the noise. Naruto. Boom. Hey? I couldn't hear it due to the noise. Can you repeat it? I said I am feeling hungry. How about we have dinner after this? Yes, Shiori-chan. As Naruto looked back to the fireworks, Shiori hid her complicated expression. Why couldn't I repeat that sentence? Chapter 77, Naruto vs Jiraiya, 1. Jiraiya's third POV. Jiraiya was led to the training ground, and he stopped getting surprised by now at the amount of seals placed everywhere. It must have taken years, a lot of blood of Shiori, and a huge power source. Though when he looked at Naruto, he stopped thinking about it. He doubted there will be a better power source than him. Alright. We won't be using Fuinjutsu here. Hey? Why? Because that will turn the battle into who catches whom off guard first, or maybe who touches whom first. Use those things on enemies. Hey? You scared? This brat. No Fuinjutsu. I already know that you are good at it. What I want to see is where you stand in the general shinobi terms. Because, you can only count the major shinobis who actively use Fuinjutsu in battle on the fingers of your hand. If you want, we will see your Fuinjutsu at a later date. No use in fighting him with Fuinjutsu. Going by the attack he pulled off on Orochimaru, I would get killed at the first moment I am caught off guard. And with his shadow clones, I may be surprised multiple times. Not worth the risk. Excuse me, Jiraiya. Then who is my Naruto supposed to go all out on? You are also a Fuinjutsu master, so shouldn't you be the best opponent? Jiraiya raised his eyebrow at my Naruto, but then sighed. How should he explain this without appearing like a coward? Look here, Shiori-chan. Fuinjutsu users are a different breed altogether. If you don't know what they are capable of, you might as well walk into certain death. 5 symbol seal that he put on Tsunade Jinchuriki is actually a pretty high-level seal, and in this village, only Hokage, the Sannin, and maybe Kakashi can use it, with bare hands. It's most likely that only Kazekage would recognize that seal, but even he wouldn't be able to perform or remove it. How the hell did you learn doing that anyway, Naruto? Why should I tell you? Jiraiya winced at the level of mistrust. But he could only blame himself for being so absent. And anyway, I have not prepared the seals beforehand, which I think you have plenty already. So, a spar, but without Fuinjutsu. Fine. Naruto grumbled in annoyance. Third POV. Jiraiya and Naruto stood across each other in the training ground, while Asuma, Karin, and Shiori were looking at them from behind a barrier. Or barriers. 3. 2. 1. Hajime. Naruto moved towards Jiraiya at incredible speed, clearly much more than Jiraiya was capable of in his base. Then again, Jiraiya was never a speedster. As Jiraiya stood in his place, pleasantly surprised by Naruto's speed, reminding him too much of Minato, he dodged 2 raised nans Naruto formed on both of his hands. The ground shook slightly, and dust flew from the ground at the impact. From the dust, kunais with wind chakra coated on them flew towards Jiraiya along with Naruto appearing from the dust while weaving hand signs for Wind Dragon, an A-rank jutsu with 49 hand signs. This brat. Come with something lower, will ya? Jiraiya used his hair needle jutsu coated with wind chakra to parry the kunais, and big ball raised nan to counter the jutsu, which never came. Instead, a Naruto came out of the ground beneath him to perform headhunter jutsu. Jiraiya jumped up and kicked those hands, which puffed away. Hat. Minato tried the same thing on me all these years back. They are really similar. Stop smiling, old man. What? Another Naruto appeared from behind, and tied him up with the bandages of his arms. Forward lotus. Naruto smiled as he successfully wrapped Jiraiya in the bandages, and jumped with him to a good amount of height. But as he started descending with him while spinning, Jiraiya puffed away. Well, you are certainly very impressive. A voice came from behind him as Jiraiya caught him with the waist, midair, and tried for a German suplex. Though, of course, this Naruto was a clone. He wouldn't use forward lotus himself, which will hurt even him. And he didn't really needed to open a gate to perform it. Jiraiya landed on his feet, and looked around to find the real Naruto. The kunaus caught his attention. Oh! So he has transformed himself into a kunau? Hat! As soon as Jiraiya thought that, he felt the ground rumbling. He jumped just in time as the hands came out from the whole training ground. Then, Raise Nans formed on all of them. I call this move Naruto Raise Nan Graveyard. As Jiraiya started falling back to the ground, he only had one thought. Oh shit! Unless he could fly, the only option he had was to land directly on the Raise Nan, or Big Ball Raise Nan. He smashed the Big Ball Raise Nan on the Raise Nan holding hands just below him, and the surrounding clones also blew up with the impact. He only wished that it wasn't Naruto himself who he smashed the Big Ball Raise Nan with. I guess I will have to get a little serious. Naruto appeared at incredible speed from behind him, and Jiraiya barely blocked a heavy kick aimed at his neck. Maybe this is the real one. Immediately, he grabbed Naruto's leg, and smashed him into the very dugout ground. And of course, it turned out to be a clone as it puffed away. So he is testing and tiring me out with the clones first. Only he can pull off something this outrageous. Now, Naruto was nowhere in sight, and with the amount of pebbles and all scattered, it was like fighting a battalion of IWA shinobis with an adept user of transformation jutsu. Jiraiya put his hand on the ground to sense where Naruto is, but it was useless as he could feel more than 100 chakra signatures in the ground. He is already an elite Jonin level. And I can't determine how strong he will become in the future. Maybe he will not only surpass Minato, but also the legends like Hashirama and Mata. Oh shit! His thoughts were interrupted as he dodged a kick that came from behind. He also felt all the clones disappearing. Is this the real one or not? A pebble below transformed back into Naruto, and with a wind chakra-coated kunau, aimed to cut off his head, while there was an incoming kick just about to meet his face. Jiraiya extended his hair to defend himself from both of the attacks, and grabbed the two Narutos. One puffed away, and the one with kunau remained. So you are the real one, eh? Match is over. He summoned the toad's stomach, and the real Naruto was trapped on its wall. You gave me a lot of trouble, brat. Naruto tried to escape from the wall, but it was useless. Something in the walls was also blocking him from use chakra, so he couldn't smash through it with Raise Nan. It's useless. No one can escape once they are trapped in this wall. Rejoice, brat, you actually managed to force me to use this to keep you in one place. So, wanna give up? But then, something happened. Naruto smirked, and then, Kyuubi's chakra swirled from within him. Hey! The wall exploded because of Kyuubi's immense and corrosive chakra, and then, a catastrophe happened. Naruto transformed into Big Bad Kyuubi instantly, and stood in front of him glaring. The toad was unsummoned, and everyone could see the Kyuubi. Asuma, Karin, and even Shiori were shocked at that scene. How? Jiraiya immediately pulled out the sleeping tags, and summoned Gamabuta. The Kyuubi opened his mouth, and started forming a massive Raise Nan. Raise Nan! Jiraiya! I don't want to fight the Kyuubi! Gamabuta shouted as he landed on the top of Kyuubi, which puffed away. What? Jiraiya felt all of his danger senses going off, and he felt like death was approaching him. He immediately made hand signs to reverse summon himself, and in the last moment he saw it. Naruto coming down to him with two massive Raise Nan. Rasendama. A Raise Nan of the size of a Baijuhudama, with diameter almost as long as the height of Hokage Mountain, was at the top of his head. With just the difference of about 1 millimeter, Jiraiya survived the attack. But the training ground wasn't that lucky. The ground was completely obliterated, 43 out of the 70 barriers were shattered from the shockwaves, only 30% of the Rasendama could be absorbed by the barriers before the chakra storage for all the barriers went full. All the alarms in the palace and Konoha went off, and Karin, Shiori, and Asuma were teleported to the safe house automatically via the prototype teleportation platform. Naruto dropped on the ground, and for the first time in his entire life, he almost went unconscious, and muttered, "Hey! I am out of chakra." Chapter 79, Naruto vs Jiraiya, 2. Shiori's POV. What the hell did I see? Did my Naruto just transformed into Kyuubi there for a moment? I rushed back to the training ground along with Karin and Asuma, and let Hiruzen and his ANBU guards in the house. There, the whole training ground was obliterated. Many barriers were shattered, and while some have started repairing themselves with the chakra absorbed, I will have to make stronger ones in the inner parts. I passed through the barriers, and touched Naruto's unconscious face. And I could see his eyebrow twitch. So he wants the kiss of a princess to wake up, eh? Chup slurp. The sleeping beauty opened his eyes, and had a tired smile. I was not unconscious. Just tired, and out of chakra. Thank God. He looks fine. And it's the first time I have heard him say this cursed sentence. Well. About Kyuubi-sama. Hat. That was just a distraction. If I can't use genjutsu, why not just make his structure with shadow clones and have them transform? I was practicing my shadow clones coordination using this method for a while. That's my Naruto. And oh, I had to use Kyuubi's chakra to get out of that gross stomach. I said to him that I will let him read an extra volume of Dragon Ball next month. And he agreed. Yet. But he gave me a new death threat this time. Not that I will kill you, or I will tear you apart. This time, it was I will stab your gut with my nail, ... Well, I guess he is softening a bit. I just hope he doesn't turn like a certain dragon and use Kamehameha. Well, if he did, it will be interesting. Kyuubi gives you death threat. Jiraiya shouted. I turned to look at him, and he was in sage mode with his ma and pa, along with several other toads, ready for battle. Then my gaze went to a battle-ready Hiruzen, with his Emma staff in his one hand, and was face-palming with his other hand. There must be Yamato in his ANBU squad right now as well. Ignoring them, I turned to Fukasaku. Fukasaku-sama, please oversee Naruto's training. Oi! I am here. Jiraiya, you just declined to have a spar with Naruto while using Fuinjutsu, you are a leech, and I don't want anyone to associate my innocent and virtuous Naruto with you. Plus, he looks like a better teacher. Though. Can you write down that hair jutsu of yours? Honestly, Jiraiya was a very bad teacher. It's just that his students were always talented. Nagato, Konan, Minato, and Naruto. All he taught Naruto was a bigger raise nan, and not with even one hand. Despite what fanfiction says, Kakashi is a really good teacher when he became serious in Shippuden. And Fukasaku taught him Sage Mode and Frog Kata. All he did was brainwash my Naruto into becoming the peace-preaching idiot. And, it's not like I don't want Naruto to go on a journey alone for so much time. He can always summon himself back to me. But if he is with Jiraiya, who will go to sluts, if they try to touch my Naruto, or if Jiraiya forced my Naruto to use the sexy jutsu which is only reserved for me and in very serious situations. And if I am able to use chakra, that hair jutsu sounds really cool. I may be able to manipulate my hair to any size I want. I want that. Oi little girl. I doubt your Naruto is innocent and virtuous with the act you two pulled out just now. And show some respect, I am the great Leecher. Fukasaku-sama, will you please teach Naruto? He looked at his wife, they croaked, and then he turned towards us. I will. And he spit out a summoning scroll from his rather tiny mouth. I wonder how he was able to do that. Maybe if I can learn how to fit in really big thing somewhere. Naruto stood up and dusted off his clothes, brought out gloves and sanitizer from his ninja bag on his waist, cleaned the spit despite the baffled people around us, wrote his name with blood, bit his thumb, and performed the summoning jutsu. He must have recovered a good amount of chakra by now. Naruto summoned an old toad? He, or maybe she, looked like has one foot in grave. Where am I? Who am I? And apparently, he has amnesia as well. A tadpole would be better than him. It looks like Naruto is tired right now. But as I looked around, for some reason, Jiraiya started stammering, along with all the other toads. Why you summoned the toad sage? That's my Naruto. Chapter 80, Chunin Exams, Tournament, Prelude. Third POV. Days passed as everyone in the final exam spent their time training. Naruto and Shiori arrived in the stadium while holding HNDS, and Karin was now just sick of their behavior so she decided to come separately. Meanwhile. You are looking really beautiful today too, auntie. I came here to fetch Shikamaru. Yoshino suppressed her inner squealing and dragged Shikamaru with his ear. Go there and learn something from your batchmates. Poor Sakura has to come to drag you every time. TCH, like father like son. Yoshino adored Sakura. And while she didn't see what Sakura saw in her lazy son, she didn't want her to grow tired of him and look for someone else. Here Sakura-chan, he is all yours. At that, Sakura smirked. Her inner voice squealed. Of course, he is mine. Shikamaru, behave. Yoshino smiled at Shikamaru, and Shikamaru was smart enough to not mutter troublesome woman on her face. Sakura took his hand, and started dragging him to the stadium. What a drag! Lee! Show everyone the power of your youth. Yes, Guy-sensei. And remember, don't look into Sasuke's eye. Fight like I fight with Kakashi. Yosh. Lee. Guy-sensei. Lee. Guy-sensei. Asterisk. Niji, please control yourself there. The lords and daimyos will be watching. Don't let the reputation of the clan crumble because of our internal strife. Yes, father. Asterisk. Hinata, you are pathetic. Fake an injury and forfeit. Yes, father. Suzuki. HN. The first match should be starting now. You couldn't tell me that before. Mama, you shouldn't panic. We are 10 kms away from the village. I hate you. Creepy giggle. I will burn that damned book. Tentatin. Asterisk. Kankuro, you will forfeit and save your strength. We have an invasion incoming. Yes, sensei. Temari. No way in hell I am going to fight against that Naruto. Okay. Gaara. Shut up. I am busy. Kazekage-sama has undid your seal. Remember the mission. And put down that book. You can try. Just remember the mission. Orochimaru. My patience is running out. Complete your end of deal quickly. Kukiku. But I am a really patient one, Izumi-chan. Scientists tend to be. Kukiku. Dash asterisk. Toad Sage, why did you come on Naruto's summon? Hey? Who are you? Who am I? Dash asterisk. This is goodbye, Jiraiya. Tell Minato that his son takes after me. Can you even talk to Minato there? I don't know. Take care of the village. I will bring Tsunade. That will be good. So, welcome you all to the Chunin exam tournament. Without any delay, let's start our first match. Hyuga Niji vs Hyuga Hinata. Chapter 81, Chunin Exams, Tournament, Niji vs Hinata. Third POV. First round, first match. Hyuga Niji vs Hyuga Hinata. As the proctor called their names, Hinata and Niji descended from the audience to the ground. A Hyuga vs Hyuga. And I heard that they are the heirs of main and branch family. Oh? This is going to get exciting. As the general populace was excited, the tension was thick between the participants, and more between their parents. Niji was the stronger one, and even hailed as Hyuga's greatest genius. And Hinata, she was initially not a weak and meek child as she has become now. She was just a normal little girl. But once she turned 3, Niji was branded with the caged bird seal, setting his fate as a person under the main family. While Hisashi didn't really have a great desire for Niji to be the heir, he really hated as how just because he came out some minutes later, his son had to suffer the sorry fate. When Niji was branded with it, he didn't really know much about what it meant to protect his cousin's sister. The first tragedy happened just on the day he was branded with the seal. Niji and Hinata sparred on her birthday, and given that she was 1 year younger, it was understandable that she will lose. But under the pressure of the elders, he pressured the young Hinata to win against Niji, who was not only a year older, but also someone who was hailed as a genius. Subconsciously, Hisashi felt disdain and anger over how much behind the heiress was even when compared to a 3-year-old Niji, and Hayashi detected it, and ended up using the seal. Of course, it affected Niji. And Hinata too. First, Niji went easy on her so that his father wouldn't have to suffer, but Hayashi took it as an insult and berated him and Hisashi. So he stopped going easy on her, and things weren't that bad for a while. But when Hanabi was born when Hinata was 5, and her mother died, she heard her father muttering that one would have to get branded by the seal. While Hayashi didn't use the seal on Hisashi again when he realized what situation his own daughters were in, Hinata started turning more and more meek and weak-minded. She didn't want to hurt her baby sister, so subconsciously, it affected her training, a lot. And instead of trying to understand her, Hayashi continued to berate her at every turn, thinking that it will make her stronger the harsher he is. Years later, it was evident that Hinata was not fit to be the heiress. The more her father hurt her, the more she became reluctant to hurt others. Hanabi, while being almost half her age, was able to beat her. Maybe she was relieved that Hanabi wouldn't get the seal this way? Nobody can know for sure. But the more weak Hinata remained, the more Niji suffered. The more he felt that the seal itself was created because of a clan heir being so insecure and weak. And when Hayashi noticed it, he used the seal, in front of Hinata so that she can become strong. While Niji had the fate of a capable bird trapped in a cage, Hayashi had the brain power of a stupid species of birds with one-track mind. And so, their circumstances forced upon them by stupid people following stupid traditions without questioning, have come face to face in a battle, in front of the village and people from outside the village. Hayashi eyed Hinata to forfeit by saying that she has an injury, so that she won't embarrass the Hyuga clan in front of so many people, which will lead to severe complications. You should forfeit, Lady Hinata. Niji said with hateful eyes. This one time, he wouldn't listen to his father's advice of keeping himself in control. He had too much anger to remember the thing that his father repeats every day like a parrot. And Niji-ni-san. You should be content with being a genin. I know for sure that you didn't have any motivation to participate. But since the whole squad needs to be present, you couldn't disappoint your teammates. But your forfeit here wouldn't affect your teammates. With my Byakugan, I can see it. You averted your eyes as I said those words, signifying that what I said to be true. You started biting your nails, remembering your traumatic experiences. You are not cut out. Can you cut the crap and start already? Huff huff, I didn't come here running to see your debate. Everyone's head snapped towards a panting and sweating Sasuke, especially Hinata's. Hinata remembered every time she saw his face. Even though he was sent flying, he would get up and try again. If he didn't win today, he would try tomorrow. Even though he wouldn't win tomorrow as well, he would never give up trying. He would copy moves, train all day and night, and wouldn't lose motivation even for a moment, even though he hasn't won a single time, and the only time he even landed a hit was when Naruto was half asleep. But she couldn't just watch him from afar all her life. Even though they are on the same team, he hasn't looked at her way a single time. No. He is look her way right now. With his Sharingan. He ran all the way for her match. She can't remain a failure in front of him. Niji, visibly annoyed by Sasuke's arrival, replied, you won't get to see anything interesting here. This teammate of yours is a fail. No. Everyone was surprised by Hinata's shout, even she herself. But it's not the time to back down. I won't forfeit, she said as she took her stance. Hayashi got up from his seat. You finally got a backbone. But it's the wrong time. Niji, realizing the change in Hinata's gaze from that of an insecure, meek and weak-willed person, to that of a determined one who wanted to prove herself, took his stance as well. Don't say later that I didn't try to stop you. I won't be going easy on you. 3. 2. 1. Hajime. As the match started, they headed towards each other and engaged in gentle fist taijutsu. Extremely fluid, extremely flexible, and extremely dangerous. Hayashi watched in shock as he saw fierceness in Hinata's attack for the first time in his life, but sadly, she was going to lose. In the first 5 seconds of the exchange, the fight was almost over. Niji has sealed almost half of Hinata's chakra points of her arms and hands, rendering her useless. Why can't I move my hands? Hinata winced in pain, and tried to move her hands but they just wouldn't. All that play of determination, just for this? You are defeated. Forfeit now. She looked at Sasuke, and he was still focused on the battle, on her. She can't back down this early. This time, her hands and arms moved. If she can't use chakra from them, she will make do with the ones still functional. Why don't you give up like you always do? It's your fate to lose. Niji asked her angrily. I can't accept defeat. Not now, not from now on. Just like you haven't that it is your fate to be a caged burr. You. Niji got triggered, and aimed for her heart, but was quickly caught by Gai-sensei, Kakashi, and the proctor. Why have you stopped me? She wasn't accepting defeat, so she forced me to. Niji. Were you going to kill her? Where's your youth? Shut up with your youth this, youth that. You don't know a thing about me. Hey! Don't you think there is some conflict going on in the Hyuga clan? Isn't the heiress kind of pathetic? But the cousin is way too cruel. Is he the second coming of Itachi? That made Niji to halt. Winner, Hyuga Niji. the proctor declared as Hinata dropped on her knees, from the shock that Niji was going for the kill just now. Niji returned to the audience stand without even looking back at her. But she grew determined then. She lost this time, and she will lose tomorrow too. But she wouldn't give up trying. Meanwhile with Suzuki. I have copied a lot. Chapter 82, Chunin Exams, Tournament, Invasion starts. Shiori's POV. Suzuki vs Lee. As the match started, both participants descended to the ground. And Naruto. I am thirsty. Wait a second. Naruto gave me his bottle. Thanks. As I opened it, I smelled from which part did Naruto drink, and drank from the same place. While we have done the HNDH holding and kissing, it seems that we have skipped over the legendary indirect kiss. Shiori-chan. Gimme some as well. Well, as a compensation for that. After drinking my fill, I held some in my mouth, graped Naruto's cheeks, and made him drink it. Are you more thirsty now? My dear Naruto. Hehe, maybe a little more. Alright. Stop there, you two. Either watch the match peacefully or go home if you want to continue. Kakashi said from behind us, and we pouted at him. You are single, that's why you are jealous of us. He closed his book shut, with a loud noise. That's because I don't want to date. Now, will you? Yeah. We understand. We sighed, and started looking back at the fight. Well, it seems like it is a plain taijutsu fight here right now, and Suzuki is winning. Lee. Take them off. As Guy-sensei shouted, Lee climbed to the top of the hand seal sign. But before he could even try to remove his weights, a Suzuki came from behind him, and put a sleeping tag. Looks like the match is over even before the real showdown. Looks like Suzuki is conserving chakra. Winner, Suzuki. Next match, Kankuro vs Tenten. I forfeit. Kankuro forfeited just like the original. I guess the Sunasound invasion is really going to happen. Kakashi. Is Yujao-sensei's boyfriend alright? Yeah. Why? I subtly glanced at the ANBU which Karin has pointed to have bad intentions. He must be Kabuto. Better kill him now, so that Orochimaru doesn't have his underling with him. That guy is going to start an invasion. Nobody heard us because I and Naruto were in special seats with barriers, and Kakashi has come over inside the outer barriers so that we can talk. He became alerted. Which village? Sound, and possibly Sand. Not everyone from Sand though. I doubt Gaara will do anything to Naruto's village, seeing that he is looking really hard towards us, looking like he wants to talk to Naruto. All while holding Ika in his only hand. That panda guy keeps looking at me. Ignore him. Just focus on me. Yes Shiori. Next match, Naruto vs Temari. I forfeit. Temari forfeited. Oh well. Next match, Naruto vs Gaara. Naruto made 4 shadow clones for me, and rose from his seat. I will be finishing this in a flash and return to you, Shiori-chan. I stood up, and gave him a good luck kiss. Don't take too long. Hehe, I won't. I laid down on the seat, and my Naruto clones started massaging my feet. Well, it's not like standing up is tiring. I will be going for a second. Yet. The barriers can protect me. So, Kakashi went away, most likely after Kabuto and to inform others. While the match started. Hajime. Before Naruto could start though, Gaara gestured him to stop. I want to say something first. Hey? Well, say it. But don't take more than 2 minutes. Gaara took a deep breath, and started. Naruto Uzumaki. Thank you. I really admire you. Not only you removed the confidence from me that I can't be killed, you also showed me how to live. I have never considered my siblings as anything but strangers till now. But after you knocked sense into me, I realized that even though they fear me, they care about me. I am not alone. Can you fast forward a bit? Naruto asked, looking visibly annoyed. Well, I was a little annoyed too. Hearing backstories of people you already know kinda sucks. Yeah. I will get straight to the point. This Ika edition had a story too similar to mine. The king regularly tried to assassinate the king, the over-ambitious king, not knowing his limit, decided to invade the allying country instead of looking after his poor country. So, the prince had to take the responsibility of going against the king. He won, and married the princess of that allied country. So, I am going to follow through the book. Hokage-sama. Kazekage has betrayed the alliance and is going to kill you. So, shit started. I noticed everyone falling asleep, but because of the barriers, I didn't feel anything. But surprisingly, all the sand ninjas were incapacitated even before the fighting started. By sand. As the new Kazekage, I order you all to fight against the sound ninjas. If you go against me, I will kill you. Whoa. So much drama. I knew Gaara was the strongest in his village after Raza and maybe his Jonin sensei at this time around, but single-handedly stopping all of them? Damn. Suna is really weak. So, the sound ninjas and Konoha ninjas started fighting. Kakashi just appeared before Baki, glanced at him, and Baki was out. A barrier was erected where the Hokage and Kazekage were sitting, so I couldn't really see clearly what was happening there from the distance. A sound ninja tried attacking me, but... Arg. He got his brain fried as he touched the barrier. Hat. Not even Zetsu and Obito can touch me inside my barriers. Aren't you relaxed, Shiori-chan? I froze as I heard that voice. Just behind me. No. 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 How did he get in here? Naruto. Chapter 83, Konoha Crush Arc, Situation. Third POV. As soon as Kakashi moved to apprehend after informing Asuma to inform the Jonins about an upcoming invasion, the ANBU that Shiori pointed to, he started the genjutsu to put everyone under a sleeping genjutsu, and ran from him. After some chase, Kakashi managed to apprehend him, but noticed something strange. He is a dead body, controlled from far away as a puppet. That's Suna and Konoha ANBU skill combined. Kakashi pulled up his headband to trace back the chakra threads, but it seemed like they were no longer connected. Performing the summoning jutsu, he asked Pakun to see if there is any scent which can lead back to the perpetrator. But it seemed like he was very highly skilled in even erasing his scent. Abandoning the pursuit, Kakashi started fighting the sound ninjas on his way to Team 7. Meanwhile with the sand village, Gaara had apprehended every single ninja inside the stadium, and was even smashing the sand ninjas like useless bugs. You know, your sand is kind of cool. But my Ray's Nan is cooler. Naruto also started fighting the sound ninjas, destroying them one after another, and trying his deadly Fuinjutsu on them. The Genins had also started helping their Jonin senseis to fight back against the ninjas pouring into the stadium. Shikamaru. Stop acting and fight. Shikamaru continued pretending. So when an enemy focused on Sakura, she used the attack she has developed with the help of Shiori-chan. She gathered chakra in her fist, and just as it was about to make contact with the enemy, she expelled concentrated chakra with her strengthened arm. Boom! The enemy, along with everyone between him and the wall behind, were flown away, with them either dying or getting a large part of their body shattered. You want to stop pretending now? Sigh. What a drag! He stood up, scared of Sakura now. She was even more dangerous than his mom now. Sigh. I just want a peaceful life, watching Cloud all days. I would become a chunin or something, get a normal wife, then after having 2 kids, 1 boy and 1 girl, I will retire to Cloud watching as they become ninjas. Stop watching Clouds and help me. What a drag. While Sakura used genjutsu to first make the enemy believe that they are bound by trees, and then punched them away. She still needed to focus on her power punch a lot before performing it. But now, Shikamaru did the job to holding them in place. As Gai-sensei was fighting off the enemies, Suzuki and Niji got competitive. They interrupted before our match could happen. The most kills wins. Suzuki said, but Niji ignored him. YOSH. I will compete too. Lee also started to compete, while Tenten. Anyway, Kakashi returned, and as he saw Baki heading towards Gaara to do something, he ran swiftly and put him under genjutsu, making him useless. It was another matter that Naruto offed his head and Gaara then crushed his body. They, having cleared most of the sound ninjas in the stadium and knocked out the sand ninjas present, looked above, to the audience chamber where Hiruzen and Raza were present, inside a barrier. So it seems, you have chosen the path of no return, Orochimaru. Oh ho? What gave it away? I think I have perfectly imitated Kazekage's chakra signature. Ha 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 ha. Did you forget that who created and taught you that jutsu? I won't allow you to accomplish what you want, Orochimaru. Kukiku. We will see about that. When Karin came out of the washroom after sensing battle ongoing, she immediately headed towards Shiori Ne-chan. But someone. No. Something was inside the barrier. Something too malicious to be human. Ne-chan. She shouted, or at least tried to. But a snake appearing out of nowhere bit her shoulder. Arg. Despite the pain, she created a chakra restriction to stop whatever was flowing into her from spreading. She could tell it wasn't an ordinary poison. Ignoring the pain and removing the snake from her, she tried forming Rei's Nan while moving, but her chakra was going haywire. Ne-chan. Muttering that, she lost consciousness. And just as she fell, Shiori found herself face to face with Izumi. The Naruto clones were gone, and before the milliseconds of time it took Naruto clones' memories to reach him, everything was already done. Izumi's neck extended, and she sunk her snake-like teeth deep into her spinal cord from just below the back of her neck. The barrier of the chakra armor was useless. The special protection she had applied on her shoulders were useless since they weren't even the target. Naruto. As she screamed, her voice turned eerie and painful. Immediately, Naruto summoned himself to her rescue, cutting off Izumi's neck, but her body disappeared into thin air. Meanwhile Izumi's head, digging through her back with her teeth, started entering into Shiori's body as Izumi's eyes turned from the snake eyes to a Sharingan, with a very unique pattern. And for some reason, Naruto didn't even notice that Shiori was even bit like that. Izumi's complete head got absorbed in Shiori's back, and a 3-tomo cursed seal appeared on the place where she was bit, just below the back of her neck. It quickly disappeared too. Shiori's world lost light, and she dropped straight into Naruto's arms. Shiori-chan. Shiori-chan. Wake up, Shiori-chan. Distressed, Naruto summoned both of them inside their house, to get away from here. As for Shiori. Chapter 84, Asleep. Izumi mentally sighed as she continued to connect herself to Shiori's spinal cord, nerves, and as she reached her the most important part, Shiori's brain, she inserted her fangs in both sides to infect her. She wouldn't have wanted to do something this messed up, but it was necessary. As the poison started spreading and she started infiltrating her spiritual energy within Shiori's, she started contemplating how exactly did she become this kind of person. She was talented, not as much as Itachi, but talented. After all, activating the Sharingan at the age of 5 is a very big feat, despite her mother being just a Chunin and her father being a Jonin who was bad at Genjutsu, meaning that he didn't have much spiritual energy. By the time she was 13, she already had 3-tomo Sharingan, even though she lacked the needed spiritual energy to keep it active for long. Chakra is made of 2 components. Physical energy and spiritual energy. You can always increase your physical and spiritual energies through training. But there is always a limit. No matter how much you train your body and spirit, you can't increase them beyond your natural limit. That's why Uchiha clan was not ready to accept her father for her mother. If he was actually someone really good in Genjutsu, or medical ninjutsu, which signify great spiritual energy, they would have just grumbled a little, not more than that. After all, the first Uchiha should have had a non-Uchiha partner. Her father died in the Kyuubi attack 12 years ago, when she awakened her Sharingan. She accepted that. Kyuubi was not something that could have been avoided. But her mother's death? That was unacceptable to her. After all, her killer was none other than Itachi. The person she loved, and now the person she hates the most. When she saw that nobody but her, and Itachi's brother survived, she almost attacked the poor kid. He had been betrayed by the person he loved the most. She shouldn't have tried to attack him. She should have controlled herself. Not able to face him, she spent her time training in the forest, alone. And it was when she was kidnapped, by none other than Orochimaru. Kukiku, do you want power to kill Itachi? That I did. So I embraced the cursed mark willingly. I knew that Orochimaru's power wasn't enough for me to fight Itachi, who managed to wipe out the whole clan even though he is the same age as me. But I will grab onto any and every power I can get. After a while, as I managed to master Curse Mark level 1, it was time for me to get the upgrade. But I needed to die for that. And it had much more chance of me dying than the level 1. Only 1 in 100 were able to survive this. I didn't want to die before getting my revenge, but I wanted that power. And it also meant that Orochimaru will have it easier to take over my body. He sounds and acts cruelly yet caringly, subtly trying to brainwash me into thinking that he will uphold the deal of taking over my body only once I get my revenge. Something like that happened in the Snake's Nest manga that the purple-haired little scammer created. But I didn't want that. I want to kill Itachi with my own hands. I don't want my soul to be replaced by Orochimaru's. It was then she realized that she had subconsciously activated her Sharingan. But it had a weird pattern, not the usual 3 tomo. The information of the abilities flooded her brain, and she realized that she now had some unique powers. Raishushin, Spirit Master God, literally, in her right eye. It gave her the power to see people's spirit and access the spiritual plane. It even gave her the power to leave her body as a spirit, and even possess someone. A bit like Yamanaka in the end, but more powerful. And she didn't know for how long she can possess someone. Itachi must have this kind of Sharingan as well. She thought as she used it for the first time and explored the spiritual realm, she felt many large sources of spiritual energy. She traveled in her spirit form to see who these people are, and realized that they were mostly something called Jinchurikis, the holders of Baijuyu like Kyuubi. And when she realized that the largest source of spiritual energy was from Konoha, she first thought that it will be that infamous Naruto, the holder of Kyuubi. But she was really surprised. While Naruto did have more spiritual energy than normal people, the source wasn't him. It's as if the Kyuubi didn't have any spiritual energy, or was very tightly suppressed. Knowing that 4th Hokage was a Fuinjutsu master, the second guess was more likely correct. The source was actually that scammer girl. Her spiritual energy was off charts. It was so unreally dense and powerful that as she tried to approach her, she almost got bounced into the spirit realm of dead, which she now calls as Pure Land as Orochimaru says. Thankfully, her chakra was almost running away despite the Hashirama cells implanted in her, and the jutsu was cancelled which led her to safely return in her body. But this led Izumi to get an idea. What if she could access the Pure Land to bring back her mother? But she grimaced. Even if she is somehow able to bring her mother from the Pure Lands, she would need a body. And she didn't want to be like Orochimaru who would summon her mother into someone else's body. Sneaking into Konoha wasn't exactly hard with Orochimaru's training, information, and some ANBUs who had betrayed Konoha in mass numbers for some reason and have either come under Orochimaru, or become rogue nins. She went to the graveyard to take out her mother. Her body shouldn't have decayed much in 3-4 months. But as she dug out the coffin and opened it, it caught black flames. She didn't know what was happening, and tried to pour water on it to extinguish the flames, but it just wasn't extinguishing. Not with water, not with sand, not with wind. She even used the soil she had dug, but nothing happened and her mother's corpse kept burning. No. Stop damaging my mother's body. No. And then, blood dripped from her left eye, and she saw her mother's body healing fastly to try to keep up with the black flame, at the cost of severe drain of her chakra. She couldn't move the coffin without dying herself, and no matter how much she forced to heal her mother with the new power, it was all for naught. The black flames truly burnt all, not even leaving ashes. One by one, she saw the whole graveyard setting on the black flames, so she ran away in almost chakra-deprived state even with the Hashirama cells implants and the first stage of Cursed Mark. And then I asked Orochimaru if he can revive dead. Ha! I felt stupid to ask that. There should have been no way that he could. But apparently, I was wrong. He could. But he needed genetic material. My mother's corpse was no more, so I thought that I could find something like her hair, her nails, anything in my house. But when I went back into Konoha to look for it, my house was no more. Most of the houses were no more. Make a really good palace, Tizun-san. What she saw was the scammer girl discussing about building her palace where my house once stood. Since then, Izumi hated the scammer girl. She could try to kill her, but that would be too kind to her, who took away Izumi's chance to revive her mother. Now the only way was to access the Pure Lands and look for her mother herself. And she needed too much spiritual energy for that. Which she already had. She didn't know if it will work, but it was her only option. And she needed vast amount of knowledge as well. So fast forward to 3 years later, when it was finally time for Orochimaru to take over her body, she trapped him inside her with her special Sharingan. How do you have Mangekyo Sharingan? So that's what it is called, hey? But, she didn't have enough spiritual energy. They played a tug of war to absorb each other, but sadly, No one came out on the top even after a month passed. TCH. Izumi-chan. How about we have a deal? I will teach you everything so that you can take over all the spiritual energy of that girl you hate. After a month of their spirits fighting, some memories have been exchanged between them. But not all. But in return, you must leave this body when you take over that girl. Due to the connection they had, and her Mangekyo Sharingan, it was impossible for Orochimaru to lie to her. So they had a truce, and she had been living with Orochimaru in her own body since then. When Orochimaru was in control, he could use the Sharingan up to 3 Tomo, but Mangekyo was different. He needed to awaken it himself. With Orochimaru's resources of rare specimen, and her second ability of Mangekyo to use chakra to heal really fast, and where she needed, on herself or on others, they managed to absorb Yugo, Iberi clan member and Suijutsu's Kekai Genkai along with Sakan and Yukon's ability. Absorbing Kaimimura's Kekai Genkai was dangerous, so they didn't. And now, here she was. She has left her body to Orochimaru, and will take over this scammer girl. Her Mangekyo abilities remained with her to a large degree, so she wouldn't have much problem in making her new body powerful. Sharingan is called the mirror to the soul for a reason. Living corpse reincarnation will be useless against such strong spiritual energy, so she will have to act like a parasite, taking over Shiori's body physically as she corrupts her spirit for a complete takeover. But for now, she will use Sakan and Yukon's ability to become a parasite while using her Mangekyo ability to heal her host body. You cannot blame me, scammer girl. After all, you snatched my chance to revive my mother. Shiori-chan. Wake up. As Naruto continued shaking Shiori, his mind not working at all to even call a medic, 3 tails of Kyuubi's chakra had destroyed their home. But the Kyuubi's chakra was surprisingly not touching Shiori, as if not wanting to hurt her. I am fine, my Naruto. Stop crying. Shiori muttered as she started waking up. But Shiori in her mindscape, was asleep. Chapter 85, Prelude of a Battle. Naruto's POV. Thank God Shiori-chan is safe. Phew. Good thing I arrived on time and cut off that creep's head. I realized that I was leaking huge amount of Kyuubi's chakra. That damn creep. Wasn't it fighting old man Hokage? I will kill him myself. Shiori-chan. I will be back in a while. Rest, okay. Shiori-chan looks really exhausted. She would have kissed me by now. Damn it, creep. I reinforced a multitude of seals, and ran towards the stadium. I felt faster, stronger, but didn't have the time to relish on it. Cutting through the large snake summons on the way, I reached the top of the stadium, where old man was fighting with that laughing creep. Now the barrier. It looks like some kind of fire. Fire seal. I disrupted the barrier to make a hole, and entered it. Susuke has also entered. Thanks for opening a hole. But he is mine. Shut up. Either help, or get away. I will kill him with my own hands. Naruto. Sasuke. Get away from him. He is no normal ninja. Even I am not sure if I can win this. The creep chuckled. Kukiku, I can easily predict your moves due to Sharingan. And even if I get hit, I will just turn into water vapor. How would you even hold me like you are trying? Naruto grew the 5th tail, and Sasuke's Sharingan spun into a unique pattern. Both of them understood the task. They have to hold him in place long enough for Hiruzen. Or will Naruto seal him first? Or Sasuke will use Mangekyo to get the finishing blow? Only time will tell. Chapter 86, vs Orochimaru. Third POV. It seems that you aren't ready yet. Hiruzen said as he saw some tears coming from Orochimaru. Hiruzen knew that he had to finish the fight early by using the Death Reaper seal, before he uses too much chakra to seal Orochimaru completely. He has Monkey King Emma below the rooftop already summoned, waiting for a perfect opportunity, and he has bought Tavutki to store the Death Reaper seal for sealing him completely. 4A rank jutsus make for the chakra capacity of about 1S rank Fuin jutsu. So all he has to do is to hold him long enough. If Orochimaru survives this, he might gain Mangekyo after killing him, and he can't let such a dangerous thing to happen. Because it seems, Orochimaru still cares. Kukiku. That's just some dirt messing with me. You should have killed me that time, Sarutobi-sensei. Forget about me. Are you ready? I have already resolved myself. I will fix my mistake this time. Kukiku. Then despair. As soon as Orochimaru started performing hand seals for Edo Tensei, Hiruzen has through the Edo Tensei counter seals he has made over the years. Kukyaku. Well, I don't really need extra help. I am strong enough to take you on my own. Orochimaru's snake eyes disappeared, and got replaced by a 3-tomo Sharingan. But Genjutsu wouldn't really affect Hiruzen. Born near the end of Warring Clan's era, and Sarutobi clan as an ally of the Senju, he knew how to fight people without looking in the eyes. Both ran towards each other, and as Orochimaru reached the correct position, Monkey King Emma's staff came from the ground, and Orochimaru successfully reacted to it. Binding Jutsu. Hiruzen's 2 ribbons extended and tried to bind Orochimaru, but they just phased through him. How? Wait. It seems that he turned into water vapors. So Yamato's clan's Kekai Genkai. Making hand signs, Hiruzen shooted fire bullets at Orochimaru, and he shooted the Kusanagi sword at him. Dodging the bullets, Orochimaru landed on the floor of the roof, but got caught in a mud swamp. Caught you. Emma's staff made a prison for Orochimaru, and Hiruzen used a fire prison jutsu to make sure that he can't escape. Kukyaku. I almost lost just now. Hiruzen dodged a tree branch which came from the roof floor, grazing him a little. Wood style. Surprised? Uchiha bodies are surprisingly adaptable to Hashirama cells. While it is nowhere near the first Hokage, even his Edo Tensei, it does has his uses when someone knows how to use it. Orochimaru's voice echoed from everywhere. Oh. He has the ability to turn into water vapors. Orochimaru and clones transformed back mid-air, and shooted wooden senbons with poison on them. Hiruzen used roof tile jutsu to counter them. So he can't attack when he is in water vapor form. As Hiruzen realized Orochimaru's major weakness, he saw Naruto and Sasuke entering inside the barrier. Thanks for opening a hole. But he is mine. Shut up. Either help, or get away. I will kill him with my own hands. Naruto. Sasuke. Get away from him. He is no normal ninja. Even I am not sure if I can win this. Naruto was using about 4 tails of Kyuubi, without losing control, and Sasuke had the Mangekyo. Kids these days. Inukai. Connect these kids to me. On it Hokage-sama. For the worst case scenario, Hiruzen has Inukai's help to pass over Orochimaru's intel. Some ANBU are already stationed to make a full report of the battle to Jiraiya for intel in the worst case scenario. Alright kids. You just have to hold him down for a second, no, half a second will do. On it. I can try to remove Orochimaru from Izumi's body. My Mangekyo has the perfect ability for that. Sasuke shouted in his mind. Kakashi has warned him against using Mangekyo because it may cause him to go blind. Kakashi feels the strain from using it just twice in his life, and Sasuke is just 13, with just enough chakra to use Chidori 4 times, 5 times if he pushes it to dangerous levels. But using Mangekyo is an entirely different matter. He hasn't practiced his Mangekyo, but it is worth the try if he can save Izumi. Futsunushi no Kami, the Eye of Swords, martial arts, and most importantly, purification. When coupled with Susanoo, the Susanoo sword will act as a medium. He doesn't know if purification will work, but he has to give it a try. Alright. I will try to trap his analytical side then. Like Shiori suppressed the emotional aspect of Yakumo some years ago, this seal will do the opposite. No. I have a better idea. Naruto suddenly got a better idea. First, he will attack the creep, and when he turns into water vapor, he will be done. He threw wind and Kyuubi chakra-coated kunaus, the special designed kunaus that Shiori-chan has gifted him upon graduation. Due to the speed being too fast, Orochimaru could certainly see them with his Sharingan, but he will be too slow to dodge. They were going straight for his eyes, which he didn't know will regenerate even if used the snake body replacement jutsu. He had no choice but to turn into water vapors. He will keep the Hojiki clan ability hidden for the final blows. Or to escape. But that was where Naruto smirked. Water suction activate. It's a seal Shiori-chan has made and applied on his water bottle, to suck out all the water vapor in the atmosphere for making water to drink. It was a good thing that she had a basic estimate of physical properties of water vapor from her past life, and it was more or less the same in this world. Now, as the water vapors started getting sucked in at incredible rate, with half or Orochimaru now already inside the bottle as water, he had no choice but to stop using this method to stop physical attacks. The watered Orochimaru inside the bottle tried to escape, but it was of no use. Now, as soon as Orochimaru transformed back from the dense vapors, a Susanoo sword pierced him. Sasuke used his Mangekyo ability, but it wasn't having any effect on him. Might as well betray Izumi-chan before escaping. Orochimaru laughed inwardly, and started laughing outwardly too. Kukyukyuku. There is no use trying to bring me out of this body. Izumi-chan. But before he could complete that sentence, Hiruzen has already caught him. Enough of your antics, Orochimaru. Orochimaru tried to turn one of his snake as sweat to escape, but for some reason, he suddenly couldn't use his chakra. What are you doing? Correcting my mistake. Then, Orochimaru saw it. Something that scared him, who has never really felt the feeling of fear, not even in front of Bijus. The god of death, Shinigami. How did he summon Shinigami? Orochimaru felt his soul getting pulled out from his body along with Hiruzen's. A Uzumaki spiral appeared on Hiruzen's stomach, and realizing the danger he was in, he tried to resist. But he then looked into Sasuke's hateful eyes, getting caught in a terrible genjutsu. And Naruto's Kyuubi chakra started burning his body. His resistance slipped for a moment, and it was enough to turn the static friction into kinetic, making his soul to get out of his body, and getting sealed with Hiruzen inside Shinigami's stomach, to battle for eternity. No. His voice faded, as his body fell lifeless along with Hiruzen. Hiruzen Sarutobi, the third Hokage, has fell in battle. And Orochimaru too. Probably. Chapter 87, Aftermath. Third POV. As Orochimaru and Hiruzen fell in battle, Sasuke dropped to the ground due to his first-time use of Mangekyo and Susanoo, not just the rib cage, but the whole bones and flesh, and sword. While it wasn't perfect and didn't have its lower half, it drained Sasuke a lot, sending him to coma. After all, he was just 13. Naruto killed the Sound Four before they could drop the barrier, and sealed their bodies along with Orochimaru's for Shiori-chan. After all, he doesn't know why she fell unconscious that time, and why didn't she at least ask for a kiss when she answered him? Something is definitely wrong. Maybe these bodies can explain some things? The Kyuubi four-tail cloak faded, and Naruto thanked Kyuubi. Thanks. Take your thanks and jump off a cliff. I didn't do it for you. Kurama grumbled. He didn't know why he didn't try to take control of Naruto just now. It was a very rare chance that Naruto had negative emotions. Well, maybe it's just because he knows that the seal is too strong. He is at half his strength, and he had difficulty dealing with Kushina even when her seal was weaker and he had his original strength. Damn Minato, and damn Shiori for keeping his host stable. That Tanuki was luckier than him in this regard. Though, he will get his chance. After all, he noticed something weird from that Shiori girl despite being inside the seal, due to his chakra flowing through Naruto. After all, he is the best censor in the world. He grumbled, and turned the page of manga to suppress his boredom. TCH. This Sukuna is just a cheap copy of me. I will be heading back to Suna. I hope the alliance won't break. Saying that, Gaara started flying back to Suna on his sand with Temari and Kankuro, while carrying the Suna nins. No one stopped him. The other Suna nins outside the stadium, who were either killed or arrested, were held down in Konoha prison for now. Yujeo picked up an unconscious Karin, and froze as she saw a curse mark on her shoulder. She searched for Shiori, and as she noticed Naruto sealing the dead bodies of Orochimaru's lackeys, she headed towards him. Where is Shiori? She is at home. But please come with me. She suddenly fell unconscious, and she was acting weird. Let's go there. Kakashi-senpai, I need you to come with me. Kakashi, who has picked up an unconscious Sasuke, nodded when he saw her serious face. She is a medic too, so she can take care of Sasuke too. Jiraiya sighed as he looked over old man's dead body. Where is Orochimaru's? Naruto sealed it and took with him. Kakashi is with him. He nodded, and sighed again. A single teardrop left his eye as he looked towards the sky. Nagato, Yahiko, Konan, Minato, Kushina, and now, old man and Orokai. Sigh. I protected the village outside the stadium, old man. He whispered, expecting old man to answer him. He didn't, but he was smiling, even in his death. With Shiori and Izumi. As Izumi invaded and integrated herself in Shiori's brain, as Shiori was healed now, and it was thus easier to latch onto her spiritual energy, she felt constant flow of Shiori's memories. So that's why she has so much spiritual energy. Izumi realized that Shiori wasn't an ordinary 12-year-old girl. In her memories, she saw another world. The TV was impossibly thin, there was something called computer, smartphones, internet. But there was also backward medical facilities. Small wounds took incredibly long to heal. People were regularly dying in her world due to coughing. Seriously? Dying from a cough virus? Virus was very much present in this world, and often used in poison. In fact, the poison she is spreading in Shiori's body to make it more easy to take her over also contains a bunch of virus. But it's not something that weak like this. CO62? It seems that her previous world's people were incredibly weak, but that's why more technologically advanced. Her memories of previous life didn't really seem to be that useful, as almost half of it contained reading hentai manga, lazing around, eating, and the only work she did was checking that everyone in her building gave her rent or not, in this mobile thing. And she did it monthly. Well, it did have some interesting things like a variety of languages, and the art of writing incredibly small, as she was seeing in the seals everywhere in Shiori's palace. No. Her palace. Hentai, big boobs tutorial, idol thing, movie, cartoon, Gaku Souls this, Gaku Solos that, Naruto, assassination classroom, Gintama. Wait, Naruto? How? It's not just the name. This volume 1. The person on this comic is undeniably Uzumaki Naruto. Does that mean? But before Izumi could dwell deeper into that, a voice called. Shiori-chan. Are you all right now? She will play unconscious game for a while. The first priority right now, is looking through what the hell is in this comic. Chapter 88, Shiori vs Izumi. What time is it? For how long am I trapped here? Am I dead, again? Well, I guess this is the end. I will just reincarnate somewhere else again, and start over with my new life. Yes. Let's just sleep now. Yeah, that will indeed be good. Wait a minute. That didn't sound like me. I forcefully opened my eyes, and found myself in utter darkness. But I was glowing. No. It wasn't me entirely. I was 12, not a grown-up woman. Oh. So is this the body of my previous life? Looking at my hair, I realized that wasn't the correct guess. I didn't have purple hair in my past life. In the past, How did I look like back then? What was my name? I tried hard to remember things, but couldn't. So I gave up in the end. It's not like my previous life matters much to me. Shiori-chan. Wake up. Shiori? Who's that? Isn't that me? Am I already forgetting about this life as I move on to other? Will I forget about Naruto too? No. I haven't even tasted him yet. I haven't had spent all my fantasies. I haven't even told him yet that I love him. Shiori-chan. I have to get out of whatever it is. I tried swimming in the darkness, but I couldn't find out any exit. I tried to follow Naruto's voice, but it was just echoing everywhere. Shiori-chan. You finally woke up. SHH. I won't ever leave you, my Naruto. Wait. Did Naruto just talk to me? How? I am trapped in this darkness. What the hell happened to me? Hey. Whoever you are. Give me my body back. I won't. I came face to face with myself. No. It wasn't me. It just looked like me. No. I am your inner self, who was suppressed inside you for a long time. Now, it's my turn to live the life. Shut up, bitch. You didn't do all the hard work to where I am right now. You aren't my inner self or all that crap. My inner desire would never be to trapped inside my own body. You are just a parasite who wants to take over my body. The girl looking like me smiled. And then, chuckled. Pfft. Ha ha ha. You are really one hell of a smart ass, aren't you? TCH, well, I will just come clean then, since you will disappear in some time anyway. It will be amusing to see you fall into despair, the same way I did. The imposter transformed into what would be a grown-up Izumi. But she had snake eyes, and very scaly skin like a white snake. What the hell is she doing here? Surprised? Well, long story short, I am taking over your happy life. You didn't save the Uchiha clan despite knowing about it all. How does she know? Kukyuku, how do I know? Well, I am not telling you the details. I tried remembering why the hell was Izumi doing here in the first place. Wasn't she supposed to die in the Uchiha clan massacre? You know, your spiritual energy is off charts. Even Orochimaru and me combined didn't have much. And we absorbed lots of people. Though now I know the reason. You are a reincarnator. It's the first time we have heard of that. But it seems that it isn't really a concept not of this world. Indra, Azura. Interesting. Is she in my mind? Is that why I can't remember things? Oh ho. Well done. But you are wrong in one thing. It is my mind. Your mind? Oh. Did I reincarnate inside Izumi's mind? Yeah. So just sit back and relax now. I will take care of your great life. I will take great care of Naruto, ah. My Naruto hey. Naruto? Is it an alternate universe with Izumi x Naruto pairing? That's weird. I have never heard of such a fanfiction. Shiori-chan, open your mouth. I will feed you some water, directly from my mouth. Baka. You can't feed water. You have to make it drink. Despite how much I have taught him, he still makes small mistakes time to time. Wait. I have taught Naruto? When? Ugh. I can't remember. Sheesh. I am not in that much of a danger. But fine. Do it. No. Wait, why did I shout no? I am not Shiori. Am I? Who am I? Suddenly, Izumi-chan started screaming. Wait, is she Shiori? Why is she screaming? Is she hurt? You are not Shiori-chan. She would have corrected me. Shiori-chan. I am sorry for hurting your body. Please use this chance and wake up. Naruto. You are hurting me. The Kyuubi's chakra is burning me. Shiori-chan. Wake up. Ah. Stop Naruto. Why are you doing this? I am Shiori. If you don't wake up and take back your body, I will start wearing Gai-sensei's green jumpsuit. Naruto. I will never, ever allow my husband to wear that. As I screamed, I realized, I was out of the darkness. I was in my mindscape, and I instantly knew it without even being able to visit it even once in the years I have tried. And there, I was tied up on a cross like Tsukuyomi. But not with chains. It was with snakes. And in front of me, there was a large white snake with a Mangekyo Sharingan-like pattern, but it wasn't Mangekyo exactly. It had purple pupils, just like me, just with the pattern. Its mouth was open and was absorbing some kind of energy from me. Then I remembered it. Izumi just saying that my spiritual energy is off charts. Snakes started slithering all over me, even going in my clothes. You are a naughty girl. Let my snakes pleasure you a bit. No. The only snake that can pleasure me, is my Naruto's. You want to take over me? Take my life I built? The years I invested on my Naruto? The years I will enjoy the fruits of my investment? I won't allow that. I started pulling in everything inside me. My spiritual energy, Izumi's spiritual energy, the giant snake Izumi, the small snakes, everything. And surprisingly, it worked. I don't know why you decided to take over my weak body, but it's my lucky day. I won't thank you for becoming my power-up. With spiritual energy, I started creating a seal on the spot, which Izumi won't be able to counter even if she has the missing parts of my memories. I can't remember my childhood with Naruto. I can't even remember my past life anymore. But I won't let this third-rate boring villain that I created take what is mine. The giant snake transformed into Izumi. No. It was my form. And she also started creating seals, in Sanskrit nonetheless. But you are not original. You will never win against me in my own mind, using my Fuinjutsu. Sanskrit, English, Japanese, Malayali, whatever language came to my mind for the word, I used it. I can't remember those languages as well now, but I will work with whatever I have. I can't underestimate her and let her exist in my mind any longer. Ugh. I am feeling sluggish. It's taking too much energy. It seems like she has absorbed a lot of spiritual energy from me. Naruto, please help me. Suddenly, I felt myself getting energized, energy filling me. Yellow chakra covered me, and started getting absorbed within me. I could feel Naruto's fierce live, possessiveness, calm, soothness, anger, lust, power, all of Naruto fill up my spirit. Thank you Naruto. I will return to you now, in a flash. The seal got finished, and my and Naruto's spiritual energy combined, and started enveloping Izumi and her snakes. The barriers she built around also started getting sucked. How? Didn't I tell you? You will never win against me, in my own mind, using my own Fuinjutsu. No. Just disappear. You don't deserve to live after you didn't do to save people, when you could. Why do you think you are still alive, if according to my memories that you stole, you were supposed to be dead? Hey! No point in talking with third-rate villains like you. It seems I made a mistake by saving you. So now, get absorbed in me and repent. Her barriers got absorbed fully, and she got covered in the seals. No. Yes. Several spikes of spiritual energy pierced her spiritual body, forcefully transformed her into her original form, a snake. Corrupted and dark spiritual energy flowed through the seals, removing the personality and ego of this boring villain that got created because of me. I felt pure, dark spiritual energy and memories getting absorbed in me, converting my purple spiritual energy into dark purple. But I didn't have a choice. She was constantly stealing my memories. This meant that it could have been very possible that she could win here. And I don't know how dark spiritual energy can be converted to lighter without the owner of the energy changing. Like Kurama, like Sasuke. So. I will absorb all of this. I am already evil to begin with. Driven by greed and only my self-interest. Whatever amount of evil I get, Naruto will be there for me. But, I will still be me, instead of handing over my body to this boring and stupid villain. Ah! I moaned a bit as memories started flooding in. Both mine and foreign. Of Izumi, of Orochimaru, of Iberi clan members, of Suijutsu, of Yugo, of every single person Izumi/Orochimaru have absorbed. All the spiritual power of Mangekyo. But I was very certain about my identity. I am Shiori, Naruto's Shiori. I felt my spiritual energy increase at an alarming level. I felt myself losing control, but Naruto's energy that kept covering me protectively kept me as myself. I felt myself gaining my original self back. I didn't even realize that I looked like Izumi but with purple eyes and hair until I looked on the water beneath me. After becoming the 12-year-old girl that I am, my spirit still kept expanding, absorbing, and evolving. Soon enough, I looked like a grown-up woman, but there was still lots of spiritual energy left for me to absorb. As I kept absorbing, I formed armor, Susanoo-inspired avatar to protect me, but I still had excess amounts. It was just never ending. I realized that I can now somehow awaken my new. I can use my own spiritual energy now that I am healed. And why just new? I can create a large number of pets to protect me. I may have the spirit, but I am not strong enough in body. So I created 9 cores made of pure spiritual energy, which felt easier and easier to control as time passed. As the cores also started helping me with the absorption, one core started transforming into a snake. A snake as large as Izumi was just now. It was white, and had purple eyes, just like me. Not the Mangekyo-like pattern. I felt a deep connection to it, as if it is a part of me, given that it was made of my own spirit. But it seems I am not that proficient yet, so it started absorbing the 8 other cores that I made for my pets with the excess energy I had. It lowered its head in front of me, and I stepped on it, going in a meditative position. Even though I have absorbed lots, it seems like I have simply too much spiritual energy. After Izumi was absorbed, I could still feel almost 1,000 times more spiritual energy flowing around the atmosphere. And it didn't look like I had complete control over it. So, I activated the curse mark that was planted on me by Izumi, which was now mine, and mine alone. As I went to stage 1, I felt red marks spreading all over my body. It increased the energy absorption, but it wasn't enough. I pushed to a stage 2 state. A transformation that is suitable for absorption of energy. After who knows how long, it looked like I awakened it. Wings sprouted from my back. A weird tail came out of my lower back. I grew horns on my head. My teeth turned into sharp canine. And then, it happened. I started sucking in energy like crazy along with my new pet snake. It's like I became an energy-sucking demon. But even then, I still had more than 100 times more spiritual energy just lying around in the atmosphere of my mindscape than I, and my pet snake has absorbed. It seems like we hit our limit. The curse mark receded, and I felt exhausted after such a daunting task. But it was then, something happened. Izumi, looking like me but with more lean features, and slightly darker hair, appeared before me, glaring at me with the intent to kill. Didn't I already absorb her spirit? Naive scammer. I can split into thousands me's. You can never completely absorb me. She attacked me, but my spiritual Susanoo deflected her sword. Hat. It's a goodbye for now. I have gotten at least a part of what I want. And before I could even ask what was it that she is after exactly, why did she even want to take over my weak body, all the spiritual energy in the atmosphere disappeared, along with the Izumi. Good thing this happened. I felt a chilling pain, felt like I was in control of my body once again, but it felt like something deeply embedded in me was forcefully ripping out of me. My eyes snapped open in the physical world, and I saw Naruto with 8 tails of Kurama's chakra hugging me, enveloping me in both his and Kyubai's chakra. I was barely holding my consciousness, but I saw it. My back was wide open, and several snakes started coming out of me. No. She is running away after stealing my spiritual energy. And with my knowledge. I wanted Naruto to chase after her, kill her, but he was also barely conscious. Is there anyone? Just kidding. Run along, Izumi-chan. I was on the brink of passing out, and I heard my own voice with a tinge of Izumi's from behind me. Thank you for saving my life. And thank you for all the knowledge and spiritual energy. I will return it all back when I achieve my goal. That was all I heard, and I lost consciousness. Chapter 89, What Happened After? Everyone stared at the destroyed Shiori Palace. It was all destroyed with Kyubai's chakra. But, it was controlled. It was not rampaging like 12 years ago. Naruto was able to control Kyubai's rampage all by himself, and as it subsided, they could finally approach Naruto. Hinata, who was giving the reports of what was happening till now, fainted due to focusing too much while trying to look into the details about Naruto and Shiori, telling them if they should try to intervene or not. Kakashi could have subdued the Kyuubi with his Mangekyo, but he realized that Kyubai's chakra wasn't hurting Shiori. It was helping her to fight with whatever was happening. They cleared through the rubble, and saw Naruto and Shiori unconscious in each other's arms, while a massive white snake with purple eyes was protecting them from the rubble. Jiraiya, Kakashi, Yujao, and many ANBU surrounded the two and the two. The snake glared at everyone while trying to protect the two, but as Kakashi and Yujao slowly approached, it recognized them, and let them come. Kakashi and Yujao looked at their students. Naruto was mostly unwounded, but had his skin peeled of which was rapidly healing due to Kyuubi. The one who was critical was Shiori. Her front was all right, but her back was severely damaged. It was all but showing her spine. But a snake was keeping her alive, attached to her spine and nerves and keeping her system functioning. Her head looked slightly swollen in the back, and it was horrifying. The snake which was keeping her alive had itself attached to her brain, with its fangs deep within it. Hearing the description by the ANBU Hyuga, everyone was scared. Naruto woke up. He blinked, and looked at Shiori. I think Guy-sensei's haircut is cool. As soon as Naruto said this, Shiori's chakra, yes. They felt Shiori's chakra for the first time. It spiked. A 3-tomo purple mark, looking too much like a cursed mark, appeared just below the back of her neck. Markings spread, and her back, which was open, started getting covered, healing her. But it left then, 2 wings sprouted from her back as it was getting healed. She got a tail, with the heart symbol. Her head grew horns, and she stirred. Her eyes opened, and she slapped him with her tail, then shoved it into his mouth. And she fainted again. Naruto sighed in relief. He gave everyone present a thumbs up. Then fainted again. Thank you, Dad, Kyuubi, for helping me save Shiori-chan. I didn't do it for you. I just wanted to see Sukuna beat the crap out of Kakashi clone. As a day passed, Jiraiya left the village to search for Tsunade. Even before that, annoying old Coots asked him to become the Hokage. Only Tsunade can treat Shiori from whatever has happened to her. Naruto, Shiori, Karin, Sasuke, all of them was unconscious, with Shiori still in her new state. Meanwhile, Shiori's snake was scaring the people in hospital by coming to check up on Shiori and Naruto again and again, even though Anko somehow managed to convince it to come with her in the forest of death because it was quite hungry all the time. But somewhere else, there was someone looking like a grown-up Shiori, but leaner than Shiori's own grown-up self, was inside a dimly lit room, looking at a water bottle. She didn't look like a human, but a combination of thousands of snakes. Should I free you? Orochimaru. Later. Her mind said, and she listened to it. Well, I should take over a proper body first. She said to herself as she looked at the weird white creature that was going to stick on Shiori's body, as the barriers of her palace broke due to Kyuubi. She didn't understand why she even saved Shiori from this creature. But whatever. Well, it seems like a good vessel. Nine Tails Jinchuriki has grown too strong. He was able to contain Nine Tails' rampage, and even kill one of my spies located near him. And Konoha was attacked yesterday, killing both Third Hokage and Orochimaru. As Zetsu told the news to the Akatsuki members, Pain looked at Itaki. Itaki, Kisame. You both will capture him. Before he becomes too strong. Itaki nodded, and Kisame laughed. Haha. My same Hada is getting excited to eat his chakra. Kyuubi-san, is it interesting? Minato, who Naruto has somehow trapped him inside his mindscape with some seals in a language he didn't know and Naruto's chakra, was getting bored in the darkness. Kyuubi wasn't facing him, and reading something. And it seems like it was liking it, given that he was wagging his nine tails creating a strong gust of wind which Minato has been tolerating for more than a day. KY. Shut up. I will tear you apart. Minato awkwardly laughed. He didn't know a thing about what was happening. He appeared here as Naruto entered the 8th tail state, but the Kyuubi wasn't really trying to take over Naruto. As soon as Naruto saw him, he asked his help to save Shiori-chan from getting her body overtaken. Naruto didn't know yin release, so he connected his own chakra to Minato's using some weird seal, and Minato channeled Naruto's chakra into this Shiori-chan. And since Naruto fell unconscious after telling him that it was a success, Naruto disappeared. And since his and Naruto's chakra were linked, Minato didn't disappear due to his tiny chakra that he sealed into Naruto not getting exhausted. So, he was just sitting here, looking at Kyuubi's wagging tails and feeling strong winds all over him. Can someone explain me what is happening? While Shiori was asleep, the snake inside her that was acting as her life support system, stirred. Shiori, awake inside her mind but her body asleep, smiled. Chapter 90, Epilogue to Volume 2. Third POV. In a dimly lit room, Izumi opened her eyes as she took over the weird white crest-tour, which was made of Hashirama cells. Completely. She then looked over to the mirror, with a frown because she was looking just like a grown-up Shiori. The only difference was that she was slimmer and had more of a lean build than her grown-up self she had fought in her mind. And now that her hair was black. Because of her own brown hair, but mostly because of Shiori's old life. Maybe. Well, Shiori's spiritual energy was too big in front of hers, so it was obvious that she will look more like her. Isn't it pretty? My face. The Izumi in mirror spoke, and Izumi's eyes widened. She felt a chill run through her spine, and she froze. Pfft. Did you not listen to me back then? You will never win against me, in my own mind, using my own Fuinjutsu. Did you really think that you can just take over me with your tiny third-rate personality? That's impossible. Izumi shouted as her reflection spoke. Well, what is your name? The reflection asked innocently. Shizua. Izumi. Stop doing this. What was I saying? Isn't my name Izumi? Why was I saying that? Her reflection looked at her in disdain. Like she is pathetic. You are a really ungrateful bitch, eh? You are only alive because of me. Because whether I like it or not, I pitied you for having such a bad boyfriend. And this is the thank you I get? TCH. I shouldn't have even tried to do good for strangers. But now that I have learned my lesson, I am not going to be an evil person just in my own mind. I will be like that in reality. Izumi was clutching her head, trying to fight the influence of the spiritual energy she has absorbed. It seemed like the dense energy had a mind of its own. It was corrupting her own spirit. Please stop. I just want to get my mother back. And why would I care about that? Just then, Izumi's headache disappeared. Along with her talking reflection. Well, this is amusing. I may have lost our previous battle, but there is a long way to go for me. Well, I don't mind you playing the villain for me for the things I want to do. After all, the bad things wouldn't be done by Shiori, but Izumi. Shiori's dark voice rang in her head, sending another set of chills down her spine. What is your goal? Oh ho! You want to know? Well, since you will be my puppet from now on, I will let you on it a little. When a kid is born, he or she inherits genes from both of his/her parents. A kid's gender is decided by the father's sperm. But you know why the female ninjas are more coveted as Kekai Genkai breeders instead of males, despite the male capable of impregnating multiple women at the same time. Why? Chakra. If the mother is going to have large chakra pool, no matter how pathetic the father is, the kid will have a large chakra pool. But if the father has a lot of chakra, but the mother doesn't, the kid will suffer from very low chakra reserve if the situation was reverse. The hell you mean? You didn't get something so simple. I want my future children to be the most powerful they can. And maybe I would be able to do some experiments like Orochimaru to do something about it, or take over someone's body. But how would I be able to do all that when I remain in Konoha? Izumi understood everything now. Did you let me steal your spiritual energy on purpose? Nah. But you just became a convenient plot device for me. How does it feel, that you know that you are a puppet meant to do things for me, and then, disappear? Are you and Shiori back there the same person? Before Izumi could ask again, she felt losing herself again. Her head felt like it would be crushed in a boulder. Stop. Then don't overstep your boundaries. And don't worry, I will erase you after letting you meet your dear mother. Till then, act as I order. I will. Good girl. Since you have already taken over a Zetsu body, you are basically immoral until you are killed. I immortal. Oh. It seems like you don't have the complete knowledge. Well, it's better that way. Now, call me Master, Izumi-chan. Master. Fufa good girl. Serve me well, and you will be rewarded. Hi. In the mindscape, Shiori chuckled evilly as she started thinking of something sinister. She will always protect her Naruto. She will become the perfect wife for him. Let me take over for a second. Shiori took control, and held a meaningful gaze towards the direction of Konoha. Things are about to become interesting. Chapter 91, Main Characters for the Third Volume. 1. Uzumaki Naruto. 2. Shiori. 3. Kurama. 4. Minato. 5. Tsunade. 6. Karin. 7. Suzuki. 8. Sakura. 9. Itaki. 10. Orochimaru. 11. Izumi/Shiori. 12. Jiraiya. 13. Gaara. 14. Kakashi. Asterisk if you want to read the FIC without Izumi attacking Shiori, start from chapter 78 of the version 2 of this FIC. She would be significantly weaker in the version. Chapter 92, Prologue to Volume 3. Kukiku, thanks for freeing me, Izumi-chan. Aren't you pathetic, getting sealed in a water bottle? Orochimaru ignored her, and tried to use her, now his Sharingan. More than half of his soul was in Shinigami's stomach. It's a good thing that he has learned to form separate souls during the time he had spent in Izumi's mind. He was about half of his strength now, but that didn't matter. Now that he has killed Sarutobi-sensei, he should have awakened the Mangekyo. After all, it was a Mangekyo beforehand. He just needs strong emotions to awaken it for himself. He pushed chakra into his eyes as he stared at the reflection of his eyes, but nothing happened. He tried again, but nothing happened. Now, part ways with Orochimaru. And ask him to give Gurren to be your lackey. The voice in her head ordered, and Izumi spoke, well, it seems our deal is done now. I even gave you a bonus of fetching the water bottle and freeing you. So, shouldn't I get a reward? I will take one of your lackey, Gurren. Orochimaru frowned at her. He couldn't put his finger on it, but something about Izumi was different. Well, it might be because of the spiritual energy she has absorbed. All right. Take her. I have no use of her. Gurren is very loyal to him, so she will do good spying on Izumi. Then I will be going. As she turned around to go, Orochimaru stabbed her with Kusanagi sword. Maybe killing her will awaken his Mangekyo. But it didn't. And Izumi just smiled at him and puffed away, signifying that it was a shadow clone. TCH. It seems like she already expected that I wouldn't be able to awaken it. Orochimaru fell into contemplation. Strong emotions. He has already killed Sarutobi-sensei. So who can awaken strong emotions in him? Jiraiya. No. I am half my strength. And he must have intel on me due to the fight with Sarutobi-sensei. So. Kukikiku. Let's have a reunion after years, Tsunade. Itaki, Kisame -- Understood. Kyuubi-san. Kyuubi ignored Minato. He wasn't worth his time. Welcome to the world, new. Things have started moving, Izumi. Yes master. Then let's start moving. We are abandoning this base. Gurren, let's get our next teammate. Yes, Aja-sama. Chapter 93, Kurane, who used genjutsu on Itaki. Third POV. It has been 3 days since the attack on Konoha. The village barrier and major buildings were in shambles. Itaki and Kisame stood over the village wall, overseeing the destruction. You know, Zetsu let me on something interesting. It seems that Orochimaru has taken over your girlfriend's body to attack the village. What do you think about that, That doesn't matter. What matters is that Orochimaru, who had secret intel on Akatsuki, is dead. Heartless as ever, I see. So, since you are familiar with Konoha, take us to the Kyuubi Jinchuriki. Yes, but first, we have to go to an important place. Oh? Where? Kisame's eyes kept twitching as he sat in the so-called important place. A restaurant for having tea and dango. This psycho. Kisame squinted his eyes as Itaka kept dropping sugar cubes in his tea. What a psycho. He always enters a good restaurant for tea and dango before any mission. Well, no one in Konoha is match for us anyway. As Itaki and Kisame were relaxing in the restaurant, which many jonins frequent to, Kakashi has invited Sasuke here, who has woken up just yesterday, to give him some counseling advice. After all, it is set in stone that one of the last Uchihas, Izumi to be exact, has been dead for years. Kakashi held a sigh. As if he is any good in the case of mental health. And Akatsuki members relaxing in the restaurant where jonins frequent to? That is also fastly deteriorating his mental health. After all, before leaving to search for Tsunade, he has given Kakashi information about the Akatsuki, and it definitely included this weird clothing. So he was waiting for some jonins to arrive here before he has to fight them on his own. Oh Asuma, Kurane. Are you on a date? Kakashi gestured them with his eye that there is an enemy, and they subtly nodded. Why did you ask me to come here, Kakashi-sensei? Sasuke just had to arrive at a bad time. The two Akatsuki members fled from the shop and Asuma and Kurane chased them. Another time, Sasuke. And ask any jonin to follow me. Way. Kakashi fled to chase after them too. Kakashi overtook Asuma and Kurane, and catched up to the two. It was just like that prediction some years ago. Itaki, and he will battle, and Kurane will try to cast genjutsu on him. But she doesn't know about it since she doesn't have that much clearance over critical information. Well, if it isn't the world-famous, copy ninja Kakashi. The bigger person said while chuckling, and removed his stray hat. Tailless beast, Kisame. The other person also removed his hat, and as expected, it was Itaki. Why have you come to the village, Itaki? Kakashi has to stall for time. Even if he can stalemate Itaki, Kisame will be too much for Asuma and Kurane. We meet again, Hitaki Kakashi. Can you please tell us where your student, Naruto is? So Jiraiya-sama's intel was correct. Why do you want to meet him? To take back the money he owes us. Kisame said in a thug-like voice. Well, he was feeling like joking today. He knows he shouldn't be having fun on the fact that Itaka's girlfriend was taken over and then killed, but it's fun. Asuma and Kurane reached, finally. Itaka moved first, aiming at Kurane. She ducked, and her hair got cut. While Kakashi wanted to save her, the sword that was heading towards his head asked for him to react the other way. You guys take care of Kisame. I will take on Itaki. Oh? Then I must oblige. I also want to see a Sharingan vs Sharingan fight. Kisame shifted his sword towards the two, and before Kakashi turned to face Itaki, Kurane did it. Kurane used genjutsu on Itaki. Chapter 94, Two Akatsuki members, Dead? Genjutsu of this level doesn't work on me. Trapping Kurane in her own genjutsu, Itaka looked towards Kakashi. He tried something, but it didn't happen. Oh? So normal genjutsu don't work on you? Itaka said, surprised. Then Kakashi realized. He was wearing the Tavyutki. And its main function was. He summoned Guy. Wasn't I in the bathroom? Guy appeared, in his towel. Everyone looked at him surprised. You bath while wearing that? It's a gift made for me by my youthful student. I wear it 24/7. Oh. Shiori didn't charge him any money for this. So this made him incredibly happy. Kisame, we are retreating. Itaka said, getting the convenient excuse to get out of Konoha. Because of this guy in towel? Kisame asked, eyeing the new species that has just arrived. Is he Kakashi's summoning animal? While he was busy being surprised, Kakashi appeared behind him with purple lightning, ready to assassinate him. It was just that Itaka kicked Kisame out of way in time. Kisame, run! So, they started running away, but not before Itaka casted Tsukuyomi on Kakashi so that he can tell about it to Sasuke. Despite the Tavyutki capable of snapping the user out of genjutsu within 0.1 second of detecting foreign chakra, the Tsukuyomi was different. It started and ended before 0.1s in real world, while it was enough for Itaka to show the victim what he wanted for 72 hours, and even torturing them. Tsukuyomi Genjutsu World. Kakashi appeared in a genjutsu world where he was tied on a cross, with Itakai surrounding him from all around. Now, I will torture you for 72 hours. Arg. Kakashi endured the pain of getting stabbed a number of times, but then, something happened which Itaka never expected. Kakashi's normal Sharingan turned into a different pattern. Mangekyo. Kakashi looked into the eyes of Itaki in direct line of his sight. His Mangekyo spun, and the Tsukuyomi world shattered. Real world. Both Kakashi and Itaka felt unbearable pain in their eyes, and as Itaka fell on his knees, that was when he saw death. Wrapped in towel, a sixth gate might guy, the strongest taijutsu user, currently, kicked Itaki in chest. Itaka saw him but couldn't react, and Kisame didn't even see him. And not only Itaka saw Guy approaching, he also had to see what the towel was supposed to hide. Itaka flew away with his chest shattered. The Susanoo ribcage he tried to form couldn't do anything. He couldn't breathe. He couldn't cough. It was the first time in his life that someone has kicked him in the chest, and it just had to be Might Guy of all people, in sixth gate nevertheless. Itaki. Swinging his same hata to keep everyone away, Kisame ran towards Itaki, gently graped him, and started running away. If he didn't find a medic now, Itaki will really die. This is our chance. Kisame heard Kakashi's shout, and as he looked back for a second, he saw both Guy and Kakashi fastly catching up towards him. Damn it! I don't have the time to fight those two with Itaka dying. Kakashi and his summoning animal. Seeing the purple lightning in Kakashi's hand, no. In his hands, he couldn't even escape by jumping in the river. And Kakashi's eyes looked like he has to kill them at any cost, as if to save the world. Then, Kakashi's purple lightning extended like a spear, aiming for Kisame's heart. Thankfully, his same hata absorbed it. But then, his stomach was pierced with a big-ass golden sword coming out of nowhere. Itaki, Sasuke said calmly, encased in a golden Susanoo. Kisame tried to ignore the sword piercing his stomach since same hata would heal it, but he was not ready for an unconscious Itaka catching an Amaterasu, on his chest. And if that wasn't enough, the Susanoo sword that was piercing him was making him lose his sense of self, but instead of panic, he felt like he was getting purified and returning to God. God of death. Ah! It's so pleasing. The sword flickered away though, as Sasuke dropped to the ground by using both of his Mangekyo abilities and Susanoo. Kisame finally got his senses back from the weird happiness and acceptance he suddenly started feeling due to the sword. But now, he was surrounded by Kakashi, his summoning animal, a bunch of jonins, and... Where is my sword? And when Kisame was busy feeling the bliss and acceptance after being pierced by Sasuke's really big sword, Naruto had arrived on the scene and stolen the same hata. Well, same hata went to Naruto on its own. His same hata betrayed him over the delicious chakra of the Nine Tails Jinchuriki. It was happily getting petted by the target, not even trying to harm him like he did to Kisame first time. He looked over for Itaki, and he had his body split in 2 parts due to getting his whole chest burned away, and the 2 parts of him still burning. Having no choice, he tried to jump to perform water prison jutsu on himself, then using his sharks and running away from the river, no matter how much he would get shocked due to Kakashi's jutsu. But his same hata, bit him and absorbed his chakra, not allowing him to perform the jutsu. And at the same time, both of Kakashi's purple lightning stabbed him, one in heart, and one in head. Itaki and Kisame were dead. Chapter 95, Shiori-chan wakes up. Naruto's POV. I sighed as I finished reading the story I made to Shiori-chan. She still didn't wake up. It's been a total of 15 days since she has been asleep. Sigh. Wake up already, please. I have gotten same hata for you. She didn't stir. Now, she doesn't wake up even when I threaten her that I will copy Guy-sensei's style if she isn't there to stop me. It worked that day, but it isn't now. I grimaced by remembering that day. It's a good thing that I noticed it early on that someone else was controlling her body. I felt really scared that day. Scared of losing Shiori-chan. My Shiori-chan. Without Kyuubi and Dad's help, I don't know if I would have been able to save her. She will be fine, Naruto. Yeah, Dad. When I sent my spiritual energy with Dad's help to help her, I felt how angry, desperate, and fearful Shiori-chan was. That Izumi bitch. She may have escaped that day, but I swear I will hunt her down for hurting my Shiori-chan. There's no need for that. The next thing I knew, I was on the top of Shiori-chan, who has woken up. Where's my good morning kiss? Oh. I will give you a lot of kisses. Fufu, I am waiting, you naughty boy. And that I did. I need to fulfill the quota of missed kisses. I don't want to be a bad husband. As our lips touched, she bit me. Ouch. This is for saying that you will copy Guy-sensei. Hey, I am sorry about that. But wasn't it the thing that made you come back to your senses? As our lips disconnected, she pouted at me. Humph. We rolled on the hospital bed, and she was on the top of me. Are you all right? They said that you have a snake. I am fine. The snake is just a part of me. If it wasn't digging into my brain and bonded to my nervous system like that bitch did, I would have died due to internal bleeding. But I am fine now. Plus, it even allows me to break out of genjutsu easily. No need to worry. Thank God. And oh. I like this transformation. It's like I am a succubus. She grinned darkly at me. Her wings flapped, and her tail started brushing my little brother. Oof. She tore off my t-shirt with her now long nails. Is the day finally coming? It seems my Naruto is quite knowledgeable, Though I don't think I have given you sex education yet. Now seems to be the perfect day. She said with a crazy lustful gaze. Just like a real succubus. We are in hospital right now. So what? She said while glaring at me. Nothing. And then, she ran her pointy fingers through my face, caressing me. And I caressed her face. I was very scared, Naruto. It felt really bad. My memories were messed up. I couldn't remember our childhood. I couldn't remember myself. It was scary. Shiori-chan suddenly started crying her eyes out. Hey, don't cry. I won't let anything happen to you. Didn't I promise? I will always protect you. Of course you will. But from now on, I will also protect you. My sweet, caring, Naruto, no one will hurt you. I shuddered as Shiori-chan's the craze in Shiori-chan's eyes turned dark. Her voice was filled with a dangerous chill. Her hands caressed my bare upper body, and she licked her lips while looking at my face. You know, I realized something there. I am sorry for saying this late, but I love you. My eyes widened at that declaration. Now that I think about it, we haven't said I loved you to each other till now. I love you too, Shiori-chan. But she didn't seem to be happy. Say that you will only and only love me. You will only trust me. I already do. Really? Yet. I love you, my Naruto. My Naruto, you are mine. Yet. I am yours. She blushed deeply while holding her cheeks with a crazed expression. But I don't care. I love my Shiori-chan, however crazy she may be. And she looks hotter this way. Will you really love me even when I do lots of bad things? I will. Then stop caring about what happened with Izumi. I have taken care of that bitch. Really? How? Phew, it was a good thing that I developed the seal to protect my mind all those years ago, and removed my own memory of that even. Well, that led to me applying the same seal multiple times. It didn't work previously because she had taken over my brain physically, but now, it is a different matter altogether. She herself will get taken over in time. She is already my puppet. I can already feel it from here. She has sent me the message that getting control over the situation was successful. Whoa. That's really great. But weren't there be two of you this way? No. We are both one. Shiori. Just like the Kyuubi here and Kyuubi in Shinigami's stomach are one person. It's just that, after my plans are done, we will recombine. After all, I need an alibi for the bad things I will do. Oh. I see. I don't understand it, but this means that there are two Shioris now, but they are one and same? Should I ask her to remain as two? Two Shioris, one in my left arm and the other in my right. No. I shouldn't. Now then, time to educate you about the wonders of the world. Her tail wrapped around my hand, and it led me to grab her boob while she started shaking her butt while sitting on me. Boobs. Butt. Ah, this feels great, Naruto. Oops. I subconsciously started playing with her boob. And I could feel my little brother getting more and more excited as she sat on him while shaking her butt. It is happening. Cough. Who is that? Who is that? I didn't see anything. Oops. Karin saw us. And Kakashi. Continue. I am not looking. Kakashi. Get out. Chapter 96, Dead, Really? Shiori's POV. Get out. As I asked Kakashi to leave and stop disturbing us, he sighed. The elders have called Naruto. And no, you can't tell me to wait. They have been calling you for 15 days. Now that Shiori is okay, I can't keep making an excuse for you. Then tell them that we are coming. I have to get changed from these patients' clothes. Alright. And about this transformation. I deactivated my cursed mark state, and felt my emotions and body relaxing. The wings, tail, and horns retracted back into my body. So Sasuke had the hand-shaped wings, and even change in color of skin. But I became a succubus, without changing my skin color? Maybe the transformation reacts with personality? Here are your clothes, Shiori-chan. Naruto gave me my clothes, and I swiftly changed into them in the washroom. No need to dress up with utmost care and taking my sweet time for those useless fossils. I want to talk a lot to my Naruto, not those crooks. Hokage office. So you finally arrived? Why didn't you take your... Look here, you useless fossils. We don't have time for you. Get straight to the point. I glared at the hag who was trying to scold my Naruto. No one can do it except me. Four Eyes fumed, and said, speak with respect. Didn't I tell you? Get straight to the point. Or we are leaving. Hag calmed down Four Eyes, and started speaking. While Naruto didn't get to have a match in the Chunin exams tournament, he helped a lot in deterring the invasion. And he also fought alongside with Hiruzen against Orochimaru. You did? Did Naruto develop attachment towards Hiruzen despite me telling that he always lies to him? He hurt you. So I wanted to kill him. Apparently not, thankfully. Well, it wasn't Orochimaru specifically, but we didn't know that it wasn't him wearing Izumi skin, but Izumi herself. So we considered promoting him as a Chunin. But after the invasion, on the same day, he almost unleashed the Kyuubi, putting the village in danger. Additionally, he has refused to hand over the corpses of Orochimaru, his lackeys, and now, Kisame's sword and Kisame and attack his corpses. And why should he hand them over to you? You aren't Hokage. And when the hell did Naruto get Ataki and Kisame's corpse? And same Hata. Wait. What if they used the puppet jutsu like in the canon, and Kisame is hiding inside same Hata? Alright. We are going now. Naruto, call Kakashi, Gai-sensei, and summon Jiraiya here with the toad summons. Don't interrupt us, brat. We are the elders. Not for long. Before the next Hokage who has some actual common sense kicks you out, it would be better if you retire with your reputation intact. We will be going now. Stop. We ran to the training ground, and Kakashi arrived. He must be listening on us. Summon Guy-sensei quickly. Can't do. He is on an important mission in Suna, as the main person of the delegation. TCH. Can you beat Kisame? Kakashi got alarmed, but nodded his head. Good. Shiori-chan, the toad said that Jiraiya can't come here. He is trying to save Tsunade from Orochimaru right now. Oh. So he already found Tsunade? I hope her fear of blood will go away, or I will just rip away her fear. But I doubt she would allow me to do that. And I can't let Orochimaru remaining sealed anyway. And I did get Gurren from him, and someone else. Anyway. Prepare for battling Kisame. He may come out of same hata. Naruto and Kakashi readied themselves, and Naruto took out a scroll in which same hata was sealed. A giant white snake with purple eyes also appeared. Oh. It's that one I made in my mind. So he exited my body along with taking over Izumi's snake body parts? But he wasn't this big initially, was he? I mentally told him that I will give him a name later, and we focused ourselves on the sealed same hata. I closed my eyes, and then opened them. I think I can now feel a person's spirit. I will be able to determine if Kisame is in it, or not. Good thing I absorbed Izumi a lot in this body. My other body doesn't have this ability this strong. A Naruto clone held my hand, ready to summon me to another clone far away. 3, 2, 1, unseal. Same hata appeared, and I felt like it pouted for getting sealed, and turned away from Naruto. I focused a lot on it, but wasn't able to feel someone inside it. If I can feel Kurama inside Naruto, I doubt that I wouldn't feel Kisame inside. Still. Let's kill its ego and personality. With more understanding of spiritual energy, and experience, Yin Chakra came from my hands, and the seal I used to kill Izumi's ego and personality, and it spreaded over same hata. But I had to seal it somewhere after separating it, which I didn't do last time, and that's why Izumi managed to one-up me. Ego and personality can't be killed easily, and that's why I haven't been able to taken over Izumi right now and using her as a puppet. I threw a cheap crystal, something I have prepared in large numbers with seals and all, at it, since same hata doesn't have much of an ego and personality to break the cheap crystal, and as same hata made a really loud screeching, it stopped moving after some seconds, and the crystal grew dark. Even if Kisame was inside, he is dead. But I would be surprised if he was in there. Because that will mean that he has a smaller ego and personality than a rat. Alright. The danger is over. Kisame wasn't inside the sword. Naruto sealed it back. And about Itaki? Kakashi asked, and I was also curious about it. Itaki wouldn't die this easily, would he? No. He is 100% dead. His body is totally burned from some weird black flames Sasuke set on him, except for the head which I saved by sealing it. The Sharingan with him, is real. I saved it for Sasuke since he helped me in killing Orochimaru. Killed by Amaterasu? Really? Ah, I think he was already dead before the Amaterasu. Guy kicked him in the chest, in 6th gate. I saw with my Sharingan, that he wasn't breathing. Kakashi said. Oh. That's understandable. Nobody really dies from Amaterasu. It seems that both, at least Itaki, are dead, really. In Akatsuki hideout. Why didn't Itaki come to the meeting, Deidara asked with annoyance. Well, every time he thought about Itaki, he was annoyed. Itaki, and Kisame, are dead. Zetsu said to inform the members who didn't know about it yet. He was waiting and investigating for some days, because even he couldn't believe that both of them got killed. Really? Deidara shouted, really surprised. How did anyone kill him? Pain said, yes. They are dead, really. Chapter 97, Tsunade Retrieval Arc 1. Tsunade-sama. Please no more. Shizuan, let me do it. Just no. Stop it. Shizuan said for the sake of saying, but gave up her hope of stopping Tsunade. You know, you should try to enjoy it. I hate it. Tsunade ignored Shizuan's plea, like she always does. Alright. I bet on number 4. And she lost 25,000 ryo. 6 this time. 4 was the lucky number. Tsunade lost 25,000 ryo, again. This time. Tsunade sensed something coming towards her neck, so she ducked along with Shizuan. A really long sword got stuck in the gambling machine. And Tsunade recognized it. Orochimaru. Kukyaku. It seems that your battle senses haven't dulled that much, Tsunade. Orochimaru walked towards her casually, not even realizing her as a threat. Tsunade turned cautious. What do you want, Orochimaru? I just wanted to have a little reunion. I already gave Sarutobi-sensei a visit. Orochimaru casually made his sword normal-sized again, and swallowed it. He didn't really need sword to deal with her. And wouldn't killing her at her lowest be the best to make his emotions extreme? Orochimaru came within one arm distance from her, but Tsunade remained cautious, yet unfazed. Did you not want to meet your teammate? That makes me sad. Get straight to the point. Orochimaru chuckled. Do you want to see your boyfriend again? Dan. Tsunade faltered. She started having flashbacks of Dan, her boyfriend who always wanted to become the Hokage. The one whom she gifted her necklace to after Nawaka died. The one she couldn't save because she was a minute too late. Saying Tsunade faltering, Orochimaru regretted not being able to obtain Nawaka's DNA. It seems that Konoha has adopted a new policy of destroying all DNA sources of dead people. He was lucky that he already had Dan's DNA because of his spirit transformation technique, which he studied for developing the living corpse reincarnation. He himself couldn't perform it, of course. But Izumi's ability was basically the same technique, with little differences and more versatility. An ability he will unlock soon. What's the catch? Shizune asked while glaring at him, which he found really amusing at the level of mistrust she held for him. Oh, isn't she his niece as well? Not that he cares about that. Oh, what did I do to get this amount of mistrust? Nothing really came to his mind. Well, I will give you a day to think about it. According to Kabuto's information, Jiraiya will take at least 4 days to arrive here. So he can do things in a grandiose manner. Kukyaku. Taking one last look at the troubled and anxious Tsunade, he left the place. Tomorrow will be finally the day he will get eyes like Itaki. Rinnegan is out of his league, currently. But that will also change in the coming years. Chapter 98, Tsunade Retrieval Arc 2. What are you thinking of doing, Tsunade-sama? Tsunade was in a state of constant contemplation, anxiety, hope, and worry. She wanted to see Dan again, even if it was through Edo Tensei. But knowing Orochimaru, there should be a catch. He looked healthy, so it didn't seem like he needed any healing. Maybe for his lackey? Nah. He wouldn't really care about his lackeys. Tsunade-sama, let's escape from here. We shouldn't believe his words. Shizune said, surprising Tsunade. Don't you want to meet your uncle too? Shizune shook her head. The dead should remain dead. Tsunade-sama, he is putting you into an obvious trap. Shizune is correct, Tsunade. Both of them turned around to see Jiraiya behind them. Why are you here too, Jiraiya? Tsunade, we need to escape. Orochimaru has obtained an Uchiha body. His goal here must be to kill you to awaken the Mangekyo. Orochimaru's intentions were clear to Jiraiya. He somehow managed to remain alive despite the Reaper death seal. It may be that he wasn't exactly healthy, and that's why he approached Tsunade. But he would tell her the condition for summoning Dan to the living world. He may not have been able to awaken Mangekyo despite killing Sarutobi-sensei. So, he may have been trying to create the worst death for you. Tsunade was momentarily stunned by hearing all this. But it made sense now. Mangekyo Sharingan needed extreme emotions for awakening. And for Orochimaru to get extremely emotional. Shizune. Pack up. We are leaving immediately. Wait a minute, Tsunade. Till when will you run? Please, come back to Konoha. Ha! Now that sensei is dead, you want me to come and take the hat? I am not that stupid. I am not returning there. Jiraiya looked at her with frustration and anger, that was very rare for him, making Tsunade worried about what the hell has happened when she was away. Fine. Don't come to become the Hokage. But I need you to save Naruto's girl, even if I have to drag you by force. Naruto. Is he that Minato brat's brat? Now you know about that, come with me. She is in critical condition. Tsunade scoffed at him. Look for someone in Konoha. She has a fucking snake in her spine and brain. Wow, what the hell? How does that happen? Tsunade was baffled at what Jiraiya described. She has never heard of such a case before. Something similar happened when she guided Shizun to remove a parasite from one of Reikich's ninja, but this is an entirely different matter altogether. Kukiku. How did you arrive here so fast, Jiraiya? I heard news that it will take you at least 4 days to reach here. Everyone were stunned as Orochimaru casually walked in front of them. Did Kabuto give him false information? Well, not that it matters. Instead, it is a great opportunity. If killing Tsunade doesn't work, he can try killing Jiraiya as well. His Sharingan spun menacingly. The 2 vs 1. No. The 2 vs 5 is about to begin. He will kill both of them in the worst way possible. Chapter 99, Tsunade Retrieval Arc 3. Orochimaru first tried to put Jiraiya in Genjutsu, but that didn't work since Jiraiya was carrying a small toad with him to help him get out of Genjutsu. Kukikiku. I see. Well, I have a present for you both. I couldn't use them in my previous fight. Graves after graves started coming out. Hashirama, Tobirama, Dan, A&D. Orochimaru frowned as Edo Tensei didn't work on Minato. G. Grandpa. Granduncle. D. Dan. Otsuna. You are grown up. Who brought me here with my own jutsu? Tsunade. Hey? What's happening? As Tsunade started shivering after seeing them again, Orochimaru chuckled. What better way to kill her with her own family and boyfriend? But before he could put the kunaus in their heads so that he can control them, he barely dodged a kick due to his Sharingan. Sage mode. As Orochimaru was away from the dead bodies, Jiraiya hastily made hand seals to seal the Edo Tenseis. Sorry first and second, but I have to seal you right now. And Dan. Tell Tsunade to return to Konoha. It's an emergency. Orochimaru tried attacking him from behind, but Hashirama restrained him using wood release and Tobirama tried to cut off Orochimaru's head by spitting water. Tsunade. I don't know what is happening, but please return to Konoha. Didn't you tell me that you wanted to save a lot of lives? Dan said with a smile, before he got sealed and Jiraiya stored him in a storage scroll. And during that time, Orochimaru lamented that he will be showing another Kekai Genkai, which he wanted to keep a secret for now. He can't risk turning water vapor again and then getting sealed in a bottle. And he can't risk turning into water for long too. He swiftly turned water to get out of Hashirama's grasp, but faced Jiraiya's oil and fire style. Ma, Pa. Are you ready? Yes Jiraiya-chan. 4 toads surrounded Orochimaru, and started singing. Orochimaru felt his world spinning, and tried to get out of the sound genjutsu. But it was of no use. It was far too potent than Teiwa's genjutsu. His Sharingan was ineffective, and he couldn't even move to hurt himself to get out of the genjutsu. So this is Jiraiya's trump card. Fine. I will not wait then. A snake came from behind, towards a shaken Tsunade. Now die. Before Jiraiya could move to save her, the snake spit Orochimaru's Kusanagi sword and stabbed Tsunade in heart. Or could have, if not for Shizun jumping in front of the sword to save Tsunade. She couldn't move, too distracted by what was happening before her. Shizun. Tsunade shouted, but froze as blood spilled on her body. BB blood. Kukikiku. The time has come. The sword piercing through Shizun's chest extended, and stabbed Tsunade, who has turned to face Shizun, in the chest. Tsunade. Jiraiya arrived in her defense too late. Removing the blade now will let even more blood flow, worsening Tsunade's condition. But the snake retracted the sword, letting even more blood flow. Tsunade dropped on the ground, and Orochimaru couldn't contain his excitement despite being in the genjutsu. As he awakens the Mangekyo now, the chakra flow will automatically snap him out of it. But sadly, it didn't happen. His Sharingan was still the normal 3 tomo. Why? Why is it not awakening? Jiraiya picked Tsunade and Shizun, and the toads reverse summoned him. Saving Tsunade's life took priority over killing Orochimaru. But not before throwing a paper bomb at Orochimaru and telling him this. Orochimaru, a heartless monster like you will never awaken Mangekyo. A simple paper bomb did nothing to him, of course. But Jiraiya's words left him laughing at himself. Kukiku. Kukiku. Ku. I will never buy caught in auditory genjutsu again. Maybe I didn't care much about Tsunade. So, I will get back at you, Jiraiya. Both for this humiliation, and Mangekyo. Chapter 100, Tsunade Retrieval Arc, Final. Jiraiya-chan, Naruto is calling you urgently. A toad in the summoning realm told Jiraiya, and Jiraiya's pressure increased multiple times. Has Shiori's condition gotten worse? It's bad. Shizuan's heart is starting to slow down. Another toad who was healing Shizuan and Tsunade shouted. Tsunade stirred, and as she opened her eyes, she was face to face with blood, a lot of it. But more than that, she was face to face with a dying Shizuan. She didn't shake from the blood. Not anymore. After meeting Dan, she didn't want to lose Shizuan. Step aside. She pushed aside the toads, and started healing Shizuan herself. The diamond seal on her forehead activated, and her whole body got covered in black marks. I won't let Shizuan die. Her fear of blood didn't matter to her anymore. What mattered to her was saving Shizuan. The foolish girl jumped to save her pathetic self, who couldn't calm herself down in such a serious situation. She will have to change. She can't let herself drown in the past anymore. She won't give up. She won't let Dan down. She is Tsunade, the slug Sunin, damn it. After almost an hour of surgery, Tsunade managed to bring Shizuan out of critical condition. Shizuan's safe. She let out a huge sigh of relief. But Jiraiya wouldn't let her rest today. Tsunade. Take a look at that brat. Jiraiya shouted, and Tsunade nodded. A toad reverse summoned Tsunade and Jiraiya to Konoha, while the toads safely carried Shizuan to the hospital, where they headed to. Tsunade. This room. As they entered the VIP room of the hospital, both of them were shocked by a certain purple-haired girl kissing Naruto fiercely, who stopped after noticing their arrival. Why is everyone disturbing us? She roared in a chilling voice, resembling a demon. A really lustful demon. Jiraiya, I have so many questions. Ask them. I don't know a thing. Jiraiya sighed in relief. At least Shiori isn't dead. Are you sure that this snake in you isn't harmful? Tsunade asked Shiori, who was pouting angrily that Tsunade has told Naruto to get out of the room. Well, she had to get Shiori naked to check her properly. Nah. I have taken complete control. It's just a part of me now. I can get it out of myself, but I don't know if removing the fangs in my brain will lead to how much internal bleeding. Tsunade stared at this weird girl, and told her about her condition. The snake is very similar to those from Ryokai Cave, but has a tiny amount of Hashirama cells. Normally, Hashirama cells will fight the normal cells, overpowering them easily and killing the person. But their regeneration is surprisingly controlled. They are so much embedded in your nervous system that I doubt it will be a good thing to remove it, as long as you are confident that it won't allow someone to remote control your body. No. I have removed that possibility already. Tsunade didn't know about how much she should trust this weird kid, but there wasn't much she could do without possibly killing her. Everything else is alright, except a small clot of blood that has formed over your brain. You will have to go through a surgery to remove it. Then do so, Grand Aunt. Who are you calling Grand Aunt? The purple girl just showed a baffled expression. Aren't you a part Uzumaki? Going by your age, you would be mother's aunt. So you are my Grand Aunt. Oh. Should I call you Granny instead? Suppressing her anger at being called Granny, Tsunade said, that still doesn't explain anything. You aren't Uzumaki. Tsunade flinched as Shiori became a blushy mess, and started giggling creepily. He, but I am Naruto's wife. Kafo. Ah. Okay. Tsunade was speechless by what she was seeing. Just what have you been doing, Sarutobi-sensei? I will have to talk to this girl and Naruto's Jonin-senseis. Anyway. For the surgery, I will have to shave your head first. Shiori's CP smiling face turned instantly blank, and then, full of horror. And then she started crying. No. My beautiful hair. Why? For some reason, Tsunade chuckled. Guess becoming Hokage wouldn't be that bad after all. Dan, I will be fulfilling your dream. I guess, it's time to move on. She looked at her necklace, a symbol of her past. Maybe it was cursed, so that whoever wore it died. She has been wearing it so that the curse will come upon her one day. But for now, she will remove it. Her family will have to wait for a while to meet her again. Though as she removed it, she felt the gaze of a crying Shiori not leaving it. With tears in her eyes, she felt like Shiori's eyes were sparkling while seeing it. Want it? So Tsunade placed it in her hand. Shiori stopped crying. forgetting about her hair for a moment. Just like a little kid. Tsunade chuckled. So, Shiori likes sparkling things? But tears welled up in her eyes again. Heek, IW will definitely master, Heek, the hair jutsu. I am sure you will. So, want to get the surgery done? As she asked, she couldn't help but chuckle inwardly at how scared she looked. Just like a child. Shiori-chan. I heard you crying. Naruto jumped in from the window. Damn it. Wasn't Jiraiya holding him from entering? Naruto. And a half-naked Shiori started hugging and kissing Naruto while crying. Yet. Just like a child.
Thanks for listening.